We got the mics in the hizzy. Happy Thursday night football. Mike Hastings, Mike Storey. First time you guys meet. Welcome. Introduce yourself. Say hello. Shake each other's hand. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mike. Nice
Hey.
name.
Yeah,
We're
no,
going to
right?
battle it out to see who's the real rightful Mike.
Quality names, quality individuals, quality intelligence, I would
The
guess.
most generic name ever. That name sucks. It's professional, but it's nothing special. You're no Jamal. Let's be honest.
We're no Ladarian.
Ladarius. I like Ladarius. I want to name my kid Ladarius. All right. Well, welcome to the chat. I see Mike Campbell in here. Shout out Campbell. We got Blake. We have Jason. We have Mark, number one superfan. Mark. We have Makrusov. We have just a lot of people. The StreamYard logo. Say hello to StreamYard. How you doing? Anyways, what a game. That was a bloodbath. We had a referee get destroyed and get carted off the field. So, I mean, it was
That's always
how many guys went down? Like, there was that stretch in the third quarter, dude. There was like no points scored, and like 9 players like got trotted off the field.
Yeah, that was brutal. That third quarter just dragged on. Now the fourth quarter, a lot of running on both sides, so it kind of sped through. But man, just another Thursday night stinker. We have just been cursed with primetime games just being just dull snooze fest this year.
Hastings disagreed because he cleaned up and he was loving the game, right?
You know, when you've got the lines in your favor, any game is better. And but you didn't like watching probably the best defense right now. Just kind of sack. Who doesn't like seeing Josh Allen sacked 8 times?
Don't get me wrong. I despise Josh Allen and the Bills. So this was a fun. I was on the edge of my seat at the end of the game there. That 4th and 27 conversion was. I'll give you what that Joe Brady dug deep for that one because that's his most creative play he's ever put together.
Josh Allen took a fucking beating, bro. Like, say what you will about Josh Allen. Is there a bigger warrior in the NFL right now? Like, he'll never miss a game. He doesn't miss a snap, bro. Like, that dude is just. I love it. I love him. Like, I know you don't. I love him. I wish he was my quarterback. I wish.
I would keep an eye on that wrist this week. That looked bad. That really looked like the way he landed and the way he was favoring it towards the end of the game. Also, I think Woody Marks is the new Jalen Waddle. How many games has he gone out down on the field? Looks like he's done for the day, and then he's right back in there a series later.
Woody Marks looks like he's good. He's primed to take over in the backfield. I mean, Hubbard looked like he was chopped liver a little bit, but I would ride Marks. I'd keep going. He looks a lot more dynamic. But again, I think
Chubb's done. Storey texted me during the game. He's just like dusty, crusty, dusty. All right, let's get to our big things here from the game. 2 big things. I get to make a new graphic when I have a threesome on here. 3 big things and add another porn star. But for now, it's 2 big things. All right, Hastings, you're kind of the newcomer on here. Give me your big thing, big takeaway from the game, real life, fantasy, could be anything.
Yeah. Big takeaway, and this might be spicy, is that I don't want to see Stroud back at quarterback right now. They're on a win streak. Davis played shaky at start, but came through when the team needed it. Stroud, on the other hand, he's a little bit more of a risk taker. I think there have been some picks. Davis is risk averse, but after the first quarter, I thought he started to put a game together. Yeah, and it does help when your defense is destroying. But this is, I think, his 30th start, 29th start. Stanford guy. They can make some quarterbacks. I think he might have a bright future. Now, take it or leave it. But that's what I took away tonight. And obviously the big one is Houston's defense looks ridiculous. We were talking about this earlier a bit, but yeah. You look around everywhere, there's some football players. But, I liked Mills tonight. Thought he was good.
He was. Storey, let me ask you a question before I get to your big thing. And also, I totally forgot. Davis Mills had, 18 starts in those 2-year stretches, and one of them he got injured. Now, his record was terrible, but that was when they were, like, the worst team in the NFL. That led to the C.J. Stroud #1 draft or #2 overall draft pick. So, Storey, do you think there's because Stroud has been under pressure and the offensive line has had so much hate on them. Do you think C.J. Stroud is as guilty as the offensive line? Because unless they've gotten a lot better, it seems like Davis Mills is maneuvering the pocket and getting rid of the ball a lot quicker, and he doesn't seem to be under the same pressure. So is this a Stroud problem, or was this a Stroud problem, or is it the offensive line gelling?
I think it's a little from column A, a little from column B. You did see Davis Mills get the ball out quicker, and it looked like they would make a concerted effort to get Jaden Higgins the ball, which I like, getting that rookie involved.
Not as an owner of Nico Collins, bro.
No, I don't know if it necessarily came at the expense of Nico Collins. I mean, the touchdown did, obviously, but Nico still had 13 PPR points, so that's fine. But I think that they are realizing that the offensive line is a problem. The defense can only carry you so far, right? They put up 23 points tonight or 20 points tonight. That's fine, but it's not going to get it done in the playoffs. So, yeah, the offensive line looks like they're playing a little better. Davis Mills is making some decisions. Hopefully that CJ Stroud can kind of take something from that, but it's his job. As soon as he's healthy, he's coming right back into the starting job. So make no mistake about it. I understand what you're saying, Mike, but Stroud is not losing. He's not getting Wally picked.
My concern with Collins, though, real quick, is that we didn't see on every 13 personnel or 12 personnel, he was off the field. And that's Collins' role, right? It was Higgins on the field. So is Higgins becoming flex worthy? Let's get to that real quick, and then Storey, give me your big thing.
I seriously thought about starting Higgins in a league, but I've got Bucky Irving in that league, and so I thought, excuse me, let's see what the news is coming out. And then right after the game started, we'll get to it later, I'm sure, but there was some bad news about Bucky Irving, so I clearly made a mistake with not starting Higgins. What was the second part of your question, Rob?
I want to get to your big thing.
Oh, my big thing is I think the Bills are suffering from the effects of not having a true wide receiver one, right? So their big conversions, that Khalil Shakir screen pass, how often do you see a screen pass go for 44 yards? That's next to impossible. And then a trick play with a lateral on the movement. Again, the beneficiary there ends up being Khalil Shakir, but he's not a true wide receiver one. This team has lost to Atlanta, Miami, and now Houston in 3 out of the last 6 games. It's because they cannot sustain drives long enough. Josh Allen can only do so much. James Cook can only do so much. Without a true outside wide receiver threat that can move the chains, this team struggles, and they've struggled hard this year.
And apparently they didn't watch the Keon Coleman film from last year or they thought he'd make a big jump. But here's one thing it's hard to jump at, like make improvements, is like speed. You know what I mean? Like Keon Coleman was never getting faster. And like apparently he's just done, because this is a game they needed Keon Coleman in. And maybe they took it lightly, but Houston has the number 1 ranked defense, yardage, point total. What are they doing? And that was my big thing. It was kind of combination. It was these GMs, man, are failing both these quarterbacks, CJ Stroud and Josh Allen. You got to get Josh Allen the weapons, okay? Screw the defense if that's a problem. You got to give him some weapons. That also is going to take pressure off him, not having to use his legs as much, not getting hit as much, maybe throw up some 50-50 balls. He has nobody. Gabe Davis, bro. Like, Gabe Davis. This is not 2021. That's awful. And then the CJ Stroud thing, like, they just refused. They did draft an O-lineman in the second round, but, like, you have to put some resources. They traded Tunsil away. Like, just the defense is elite. The defense is a top 3, maybe top 1 unit in the league. By numbers, top 1. But, like, you have an elite defense in a weak division, and they went out and drafted 2 receivers that are – Higgins is fine, but maybe don't draft Noel. Like, it didn't make a lot of sense what they're doing. Like, these windows are so small in the NFL right now. You have to reinforce your biggest weakness, right? Don't make a strength better. Like, the strength's fine. Make the weakness. Offensive line's a big issue, and wide receivers, when you're talking about championship team with Josh Allen, yeah, maybe get that guy like a real wide receiver. You have literally gadget guys. I like Shakir. Thank you, Shakir, for catching the bet tonight. Appreciate you. But he is fucking 5'10", and he can't run downfield. Dalton Kincaid doesn't stay healthy, doesn't even play every snap. He's not a Tyler Warren, right? He's just another guy. Shavers is a practice squad player. Gabe Davis is a dinosaur. I mean, it's like, what are we talking about here? It's disgusting. Josh Palmer, they paid him. Like, you can't do better than Josh Palmer.
It's hilarious. Herbstreit, so there was a big third down conversion, and Herbstreit mentioned, he's going to his guy, Gabe Davis. His guy. I'm like, his guy. He hasn't been his guy in 2 full seasons. What are you talking about? Right? Like, Diggs was his guy, and then they shipped Diggs off because, they weren't utilizing him properly. The GM's failing them. I'm not a big fan of the coach. I don't really care for the Bills, so I'm happy to see them struggle. They're still going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they're poised to make a deep run in the playoffs. This is
McDermott's got to go. Do we agree McDermott's got to go?
Yeah,
not that he's a bad coach. It's like the Steve Kerr situation in Golden State. We've seen it with Tony Dungy getting fired in Tampa Bay. They set the archetype of the team. They're defensive coaches, and then you move on to somebody better that can inherit what they built and actually like be creative. You know, Like you said, the Joe Brady play, that was the best thing you've ever seen from him.
Ever.
No, and it was a nice play, but come on.
Yeah, no, Josh,
Hastings, you agree?
Agree. There are quarterbacks out there that can turn nobodies at wide receiver into stars because their arm talent is that elite. Josh Allen is not. He's got power. He's got good placement, but he's not the type that's going to make like an Alan Lazard or like just a no-name, rise up just purely due to the arm. You got to give him, especially when he's that good at everything else and the team is that well-rounded. Couldn't agree more. And yeah, I think the Bills Mafia is getting a little disgruntled at this point with management. And yeah, I got to see him go, but and I'm middle of the road with Bills. Don't hate them, don't love them. So, that's where they need to go. And they've got the new stadium and everything. Like they're poised, but they need some weapons.
100%. Everyone just keep on pounding the questions and we'll get to them all. If you need something answered right away, just give me a $2 super chat. We'll get right on that. We got to talk about Bucky Irving though, like Storey mentioned earlier, the off the field personal issues. It's really ominous. We don't know what the hell it is. But it would make a lot of sense. Now, Storey, you made the point that there's still a exempt list that they could put him on, and they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't put him on IR. They didn't put him on exempt. So maybe this is a new thing that happened. Again, they're not. These coaches this year are not telling us anything about anybody.
Yeah, the commissioner exempt list allows the team to put a player who's facing like serious legal or professional or personal issues to be allowing them to be on that list, allowing them to be paid but not play, not practice. And it opens up a roster spot. It's up to the discretion of the commissioner, but usually in cases like this, when they're dealing with mental health, the NFL takes that extremely seriously. So they haven't put it on. Now we're kind of speculating based on one report, so we don't know. It just leads credence to the fact that Bucky. It feels like a lost season for Bucky Irving. Unfortunately, I mean you can't drop him, but I would be floored if he played this week, and next week is very much in doubt.
Hastings, what do you think the odds are he plays this year with the news we have, with the injury still not taking contact? There's a lot of moving parts here. What do you think the odds are he plays, at least in the fantasy season? Let's just limit it to the fantasy season.
Not good. I'm putting it 50-50. These type of things, Storey's right. It's like serious. And if we're just hearing this, there's 10 levels deeper that we're not hearing. That's probably a lot more messy. Would be great rooting for the guy. You don't want to ever see that, but and you obviously want him out there. He's a dynamic playmaker. But then again, fantasy owners sucks. The Bucks themselves, I think they have ways to put up points. Working around it. So I don't think their season's completely in the toilet. But you want him out there. But it does not look good.
No, and they need him more than they usually would because their wide receiver situation. Now, Godwin's probably coming back this week. I personally don't think he moves the needle at all because you saw him in the first two games that came back from the first injury. He was not the same. I know he's a veteran. I know he's a nice, stable presence, but listen to what I said. He's a stable presence. They need a playmaker. They need someone to take some pressure off of Emeka. Emeka, how do you pronounce it again? Is it
Ibuka?
Emeka. It's Emeka.
You got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
Oh man.
I love that. It's Rob Gronkowski never changed, bro.
He's
Christmas Vacation though. Christmas Vacation when the girl has a cross eyes and she's like, her eyes aren't crossed anymore. She gets kicked by a mule. They go cross. She falls down a well. They go uncross. Is there a thing with Gronk where if he gets another concussion, maybe he can pronounce people's names when he has people speaking into his headset?
He's one away. He's
one more.
Yeah. He's also one of one. He is a unique individual in this world.
Yeah, we love him. He's a big dumb animal, folks. That's a quote from Tommy Boy. Big dumb animal, folks. We love him. One last thing I got to get to. We'll get to the intro. We'll get to all your questions. Did you guys hear about the Drake May, Stephen A. Smith thing?
I did, yeah.
Okay. I told the story not to look it up.
You texted me, and I managed to stay off of social media. I don't know what happened.
Good. So let me ask you this. So Cam Newton. So there was a comment made that and I've been on record saying the comment. I think they're frauds, the Patriots, and Cam Newton said fool's gold. And let me ask you, did you guys know that Cam Newton was on First Take?
Yeah, I believe I did.
Did you know, Hastings? I did not know this because who watches First Take?
I don't know. I think the only reason I know is because like you would see regularly the weird ass outfits that he would wear on First Take.
Well, that's the only reason you notice him because he looks like Lenny Kravitz. But like Hastings, did you know he was on there until this report?
I had no clue that he was like an active, recurring cast member. I only thought they were using him for sound bites randomly, but I had heard his fool's gold comments, but I didn't know.
So listen to this, man. So let me see if this is the right one. Is this the right one here? So yeah, so he said Cam Newton said fool's gold, right? And then they asked Drake May about it, and this is his quote: I didn't even know what show he's on. May said in the radio interview, I think they get paid to make remarks and make certain comments, so I don't worry about that. I worry about what people in an organization think, right? Which is what you should think. And also, that's very accurate in terms of they get paid to make dumb statements. The show is stupid. It's literally just clickbait. Everything's overreaction. They have to make 3 hours of content a day on slow days. So Stephen A. Smith heard this, and he's so cocky about his show because it's the #1 morning show on ESPN, which doesn't mean anything because ESPN is now like MTV. Like, I used to love ESPN, but you guys watch ESPN? Like, no. I don't.
No, I watch the Manning cast even. So
here is what Stephen A. says. He's talking about to a 22-year-old boy guy, and like Drake May is such a good dude. Like, he is such a nice kid. He said he's quote, he's also a liar. He's talking about how Pardon the Interruption is the #1 show on ESPN. They're the #1 morning show for 14 years. Don't tell me an athlete, and you don't know that an athlete is on this show, and you don't know that Cam Newton's on First Take. He's lying. So he's essentially calling him out as a liar, saying that Drake May is lying about not knowing that Cam Newton's on. I didn't know Cam Newton was on there. You think Drake May watches ESPN? Like, first of all, it's not your call, Stephen A. Smith. Like, it just pissed me off.
How old is Drake May too? He's under
22.
20. Yeah, he's 22. So again, like, this is a different era, Mr. Smith, and like to call people out liars like that, you don't know what's in his headspace.
Yeah, that's
bad. Low, bro.
Bad look. But
like, again, you know who's a liar? Lance Armstrong's a liar because those lies actually fucked people's life up. Like, Drake May, I think he wouldn't lie about this. I think he was just like, if you ever seen an interview with Drake May, he's super nervous. He's super nice. Like, he doesn't seem like a very calculated, like, interview, if that makes sense.
No, his personality in the NFL, he must have hired a coach or something because he was extremely cocky in college, but he's been very genial in the NFL, and it's been very refreshing to see. The fact that this grown man is calling what amounts to a child, because like he's not even 25 yet, he's a child to the NFL, a liar. It's bad taste, it's bad form, and I wouldn't expect anything less from Stephen A. Smith though. Like he's one of the biggest clowns in the media.
He's a pot stirrer, man. But you know, I do kind of get the fool's gold comment from Cam Newton.
That's fine comment. Fine comment.
Yeah,
that's fine, but that's not the issue though. Like that's a fine comment. He's entitled to his opinion, and Drake May is also entitled to just tell the truth. And even if he's lying, big fucking deal. Like, Drake May just trying not to make a controversy, and like whatever. Stephen A. Smith. I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro, which is Stephen A. Smith. Little shot at him because I hate that dude. Like, I actually didn't have a problem with him as much, but like that calling LeBron a bad father, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, stay in your lane, Stephen A. You clown. That's my thoughts on Stephen A. Smith. If you didn't get that from my verbal rants, but
I mean, he's not even good at his job. Like they were during Stroud the draft season leading up to Stroud's rookie year when he got drafted. He was talking about how he's like one of the best two-way players at the position, one of the best running quarterbacks of all time, and Stroud had like 150 yards rushing total in his entire college career. So. Like he's bad at his job or he's lazy. He's an
no. You know what it was, Storey? You remember the game it was a natty or it was a semifinal where he had like 70 yards rushing. You remember that where he actually ran?
Yeah.
So because Stephen A. Smith only watches those games because he's a fraud.
Yeah, 8,000 yards
quarterback. Jesus, he's like Colin Cowherd, bro. Remember when Colin Cowherd made the Dwayne Haskins remark? We was talking about quarterbacks that would never win a championship after Dwayne Haskins was dead. Like it's because Colin Cowherd doesn't prepare his own notes, and he's literally like Ron Burgundy. He's reading off a teleprompter, and someone fucked up, and he's too dumb to realize Dwayne Haskins died on a highway, like in Florida, fucking 2 years prior. Just wild stuff. Colin Cowherd.
Real quick, can we talk about Drake May though? He's throwing to practice squad guys at the receiver position, and he's got an insane QB rating right now. Like he's borderline putting on some for his age too. You know, I also want to throw in, I think Vrabel might be a good coach and a good fit at the Patriots as well. You know, spinning what they have into this is it's a bit harder to say than do it. But yeah, May is throwing to practice squad guys out there. And again, the O-line also not very highly touted. So makes it even more impressive to me.
Compared to what he had last year, though, he's throwing to all pros because that's the nice thing. They threw him in the fire, and he had the worst situation of all time, the worst coach of all time, the worst O-line. He was like Demario Douglas was the one there. He's 5'8". And like now you have actual at least pros, right? And there's a stabilizing presence with Diggs. Booty's fine, Hunter Henry, and like he's doing what Josh Allen should be doing, right, Storey?
Yeah, this is what. Well, I don't know. They're similar archetypes, but they're not that similar. May is a much more prolific college passer, and he went to a Power 4 school as opposed to Wyoming. So his production profile, I think, is better. Now, Josh Allen has proven it in the NFL, but like Mike said, the guy's got a gun for an arm, but and I don't want to take anything, like, I don't want to put it all on the lack of receiving talent at Buffalo, because Josh Allen, and I texted you this tonight, Rob, like, what are you doing in some cases? Running backwards, not throwing the ball away. The mistakes, the one where he got flipped around and threw it right at the defender that resulted in an interception that one time in the playoffs. And he looked bad tonight. Like, so he's throwing some stinkers up himself. I don't want to say anything about it. I don't think the Patriots are frauds. I think they are doing exactly, it might be a weak schedule, but they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're winning games, and they're winning games in strong fashion, even against inferior opponents. So I'm excited to see what they look like in the playoffs. We'll find out then. But I think this team is set up well. And I hate to say it because I don't particularly like Vrabel's philosophy, but yeah, Mike, you're right. He's
Storey, you hate every coach. You literally you got on the show and you've only spoken highly of like one coach ever, and it's been negative on 20. So unfortunately, I'm going to cut you off there because it's just not, it's like it's like liking anorexic girls, and any girl that's not like a 95-pound drink. Oh, she's fat. Like, dude, that's like 5'9", 110. No, she's fat. She's fat.
Too much.
Brownies.
Too much.
My problem with them is their defense, and I'll say this, Storey: our Ravens tickets are getting better every single day. Every day they're looking better because who's the best team in the AFC? We don't even know. It's not the Ravens, but I don't care. The Bills are beatable. The Chiefs might not even make the playoffs. They're beatable. The Colts have Danny Dimes. Houston, I'm sorry, they have no line. Like, they have a good defense, but I'm not going to go there yet. The Broncos have Bo Nix. Need I say more? The Chargers have literally like fourth string fucking offensive linemen. So like there is nobody. It's so wide open right now, and the Ravens have the pedigree. So I'm super excited about our prospects and everyone on the show, because a lot of people, I think, tailed that bet at 25-1. So I can't wait. Let's get some questions. What are you going to say, Storey? Did I cut you off?
I was just saying, so yes, our Ravens bet does look better, but how does, I mean, like are the Bengals just bringing Josh Allen or not Joe Burrow back to play spoiler? They cannot possibly think they can make the playoffs, right? They're four.
Let's touch on this real quick, because Hastings, what are your thoughts? Like, he might play this week. Their defense is bottom 3. Their offensive line is probably bottom 5. And you have no Trey Henderson right now. You have Jamar Chase suspended this game. Like, what are they doing? Like, and I always bring up the point, like, the Achilles is the next thing to go. We've seen it with NBA players, NFL players, when they come back with lower leg injuries, specifically foot, calf, and toe injuries. I think toe is the most worrisome, that the Achilles goes next, right?
It's all part of that chain, that kinetic chain. And once that toe's off, again, it's going to throw everything off, but not a doctor here. What I can tell you,
your office looks like you're a doctor.
What I can tell you is that it would be the most Cincinnati thing to do to bring him back and just kind of, take take months off of his career but I will tell you, Burrow's kind of, in my view, I think he likes the stats. I think he's out there trying to fill his yardage up, make his legacy go. So, he's hungry too. So, but again, it's the most Cincinnati thing. Let's bring him back out there and have him hurt his Achilles.
Story, you think it's Zach Taylor trying to save his job? Even though I don't think anything's going to say he needs to go, bro. I know. Let's hear your thoughts on Zach Taylor.
Should have been gone 4 years ago, but
he's never been hired.
Yeah. No, I don't think this is Zach Taylor. I think if Zach Taylor was smart, he would keep him off the field. I think this is Burrow pushing to play. And I don't even know it's necessarily a stats thing as much as it is that warrior mentality. That guy that J.J. McCarthy wants to be, that's the guy that Joe Burrow actually is. So it's a problem. Like at some point, a team doctor, a GM, a coach has got to step in and be like, hey, we're saving you from yourself this year. It's a lost season.
That's the quote.
But we are here to win a Super Bowl. We're going to fix the defense in the offseason. We're going to fix the offensive line. You've already got your weapons around you. Like, focus on your we'll see. It looks like he's playing this weekend.
Yeah, and that's
the quote, right? Protect him against himself.
Yeah.
Athletes against themselves.
Yeah, and it's you either make the decision now or you can't have it in the middle or have both. You either rest him and take advantage of all that for the rest of the season, have him come back better. Chase is out too. You've got both your stars, put them in saran wrap, bubble wrap, and just tank.
Well, that's a really good point, because what does it say to your team? You can't, you can't say that we're benching Joe Burrow because we don't think we're good enough to win a Super Bowl. You can't say that to the team. So you say he's not in his rehab to the point where we want to put him back on the field. It's a lie. Who cares? NFL teams and coaches lie all the time.
True.
You're exactly right, Mike. You can't bring him back for 2 games. They lose that second game, and then you shut him down for the year, because what message does that send to the team? You might as well just fold up shop at that point.
You think there's any part of the owner, because he's such a notorious cheap bastard, that he's like, I'm paying this dude $56 million. If he can play, you put him on the field. I'm just telling you, that Paul Brown's a fucking idiot. You hate on these coaches. I hate on owners. That dude is an idiot, and I could see him doing that. He's a cheap man.
I think you mean Mike Brown. Paul Brown is he.
Oh, my bad. Mike Brown. He's one of the Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Brown.
I didn't want to bring another Mike into this, guys. Yeah.
Well, so there's the good Mikes. There's the Mike H, the Mike S, and now the Mike Campbell. Thank you, Mike Campbell, for your super chat. And then there's the bad Mikes, the Mike Browns of the world, who are notorious cheap, like you said.
All right, let's get to questions real quick. Mike says, Campbell says, elaborate on that Baltimore bet 25-1. When the Ravens were 1-5, their odds went to 25-1 to win the Super Bowl, which I was like, that's stupid. If they make the playoffs, which I just didn't believe in the Steelers, that was our bet. So it was a bet against the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers' old age and everything else. I was like, the odds are never going to get better for a team like this. I've never seen that. So we put hundreds of dollars on it. I know I did. I think you put at least a couple hundred, right?
I'm like 150 in.
Yeah. That's going to pay out
I kind of
$4,000.
A dollar cost averaged it out as it was coming down a little bit. So,
yeah. So that's the bet. And now they're down to 11-1 to win the Super Bowl, or 12-1. So I wouldn't like it there. I wouldn't place it there. The only thing is 25-1 it's a lot of money. You throw $100, you win $2,500. You don't get that from, a team that what was their preseason odds? Probably 8-1, right? It had to be really good.
I doubt it was that low. I would bet it's right about where it is now, 10-11-1, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. But that's really good value. Me and Hastings off camera are talking about live betting, and that's kind of where it's at. That's the essentially live betting. That's the only futures I will bet. I don't like the actual odds. There's just no value there. But I didn't like this division to start with, and obviously the Bengals. What a mess. All right, Michael says, I feel like I already lost. I had Josh Allen, and I'm playing, and he's playing Shakir. So Shakir outscored Josh Allen, which, goddamn. I have the worst luck on Thursday Night Football. Of course, I have Josh Allen in 2 spots, Shakir in 3 spots, or not Shakir, Nico in 5 spots. Not against them at all in any leagues, which is impossible in 25 leagues. And they both lay stinkers. And then I face a guy 7 times that I only have in 1 or 2 leagues, and that guy goes off for 40 every Thursday night. So I should just bet the unders on the guys that I have and no one else has. But just tell them it's not over, right? Because there's 1 player out of 12 or 10 or 11 guys.
No, I mean you're behind the 8 ball. Certainly, this is probably Josh Allen's worst game of the year. Just like last game was his best game of the year.
Yeah,
it's weird that way. But you're not over yet. You gotta try to find some high upside guys now instead of going. Don't if you're looking at maybe Tyler Algier is a good high upside because they're going to need to run the ball, and he kind of looks like the goal line back there, something along those, as opposed to nobody's playing Tony Pollard anymore, but more of the steady Eddie guys.
Tony Pollard, Hastings, Yoshivash or Alec Pierce in non-PPR.
Man, I like the Colts, just how they're humming along, and like at any day they can just go off. But Yoshivash, he comes in and he snags, he's producing. I would go with the higher ceiling of Pierce. I think he can go off if he's getting the targets. And there again, the one thing you got to look at is if Jonathan Taylor scores 4 touchdowns and they don't even need to pass, which I think he's got his 5 4-touchdown games out of his system though. I'd go with Pierce.
Storey, what do you got in this one?
I go Pierce as well. I think Pierce has both the ceiling and the floor. That game looks to be a shootout. Now, it could not happen, but it looks like it's trending that way. And Pierce, he's no longer just a deep threat guy. He's got double-digit targets in 3 of the last 4 games. He's definitely got a floor. Yoshivas, I'm not sure what the upside there is, period, with him. He's a guy that I've loved forever. His measurables are incredible, but he has never put it all together. And his floor is literally 0, even with Joe Burrow, even with no Jamar Chase.
Whoa. Bite your fucking tongue, bro. No, it's not literally 0. And he's had drop issues this year, but he did have, I believe, 6 touchdowns last year as the 3rd banana. So I don't care who the quarterback is. I know non-PPR, Alec Pierce is more appealing because he is like 13th in the NFL in yards per game this year, and he's a touchdown merchant. So he doesn't, he's not a guy that gets 6 or 7 catches, where Yoshi's appeal is like 6 for 50 kind of thing. I am going with the hot hand on Yoshi because it was the same thing as Michael Wilson. I called Michael Wilson last week. Same thing as my Parker Washington call from the 2 previous weeks. These guys that are thrust into bigger roles that I think are good players, they're hitting for me. So I'm not going to go away from Yoshi when he's my guy this week. I've hit on 3 weeks in a row of my guy that's available everywhere.
I'm not sure you can call it a hot hand when he went 3 for 20 last week. Now, he did have 5 for 66 week before that, but he had 0 for 0 the week before that. So, yes, his floor is literally 0.
Yoshi? Yeah. Well, no, it's because the Jamar Chase thing. He's thrust into a bigger role, right? And he was already playing 80% of the snaps. That's my thing with Yoshi. And now, I don't know. I guess he hasn't been producing, but we love him. You loved him coming out of college, Story. That was your dude.
He had a better year last year than he's having this year. He's got 1 touchdown on the year this year. And again, he's got a 0-point game on his resume. So it's bad.
I guess we'll check back next week, and I'll be nude doing this podcast with a giant picture of Yoshi in front of me. Michael says Bills should have gotten Jacoby. I don't. The problem with Jacoby is he plays the same position as Shakir. What do you got? I think Olave or Shaheed. I think Shaheed is a little. I think Olave was obviously the guy, right? That'd been beautiful there.
There was no talk of Garrett Wilson being moved, was there?
They said they weren't trading Garrett Wilson. They traded everyone else. They're like, Garrett, you're staying. Brees, you're staying. Everyone else is gone, though.
Yeah, I know you don't want to be here, but too bad. Yeah.
But Olave would have been the guy?
Yeah, Olave. I'm not sure who else was on the market, big name-wise.
Yeah, Jacoby's not a fit.
No, you don't want another slot receiver there. All of his receivers are, they have Curtis Samuel, and they have a bunch of 5'9" guys. That's gross. Anarchy says, was Collins disappearing the second half due to that hit he took? I don't think so, because he disappeared in the first half in terms of snaps. Like we were talking about that Jaden Higgins was playing as X when it was a 13 personnel. And I'm pretty sure if you look back, I would say Collins played like 70% of the snaps, which is not his MO. No, he was questionable coming into the game. I think we commented on the show on Monday that it seemed like it was just going to be a maintenance day. But I mean, something was going on with him because Nico Collins plays every snap. He is the guy that's out there on an island in 13 personnel. He's always on the field in 12 personnel. There were some snaps he was not on the field in 11 personnel. It was very, very weird because he's a good blocker,
Yeah, I mean, 3 targets is extremely disappointing. They were force-feeding Kirk the ball, force-feeding Higgins. Higgins had 9 targets. So it might have just been a case of trying to get the rookie more involved. I think they like what they see from him. But Christian Kirk coming back has dinged Nico Collins. I think it's a combination of things, including just having a ton of guys. Like Dalton Schultz had 4 targets. I don't know why you keep needing to target that guy, but, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about it. This is still Nico Collins.
Did you guys see Cade Stover's 2 drops?
No. Oh, yeah, sure I did.
Oh, my God. So obvious. Like, that was 2 targets. Just I love Cade Stover, too. I don't know why I always love that guy, but he's gone, and he's gone. Here we go. Do you think the Green Bay Packers defense will be good this week against Minnesota Vikings? Do you think they're a play? This is a play against J.J. McCarthy. What do you got, Hastings?
Absolutely. JJ McCarthy looks like he should be in the CFL, unfortunately. And I really liked him coming out. I thought he was a leader, upset that he got injured first year. He looks confused, and he's got, in my opinion, I think he's got one of the top receivers in the league to throw at. And he's got good potential running back weapons to open it up for him. I also think that they're a confused org right now, and I would definitely play the Packers as a defensive play. I don't think I see JJ McCarthy coming back, and I could go deeper on that, but that's my take on that.
You agree, Storey?
Fire him up. I don't think there's any reason to expect JJ McCarthy's going to make a miraculous turnaround in 1 week.
What if he goes by 9? Is it 9 that he goes by? Is his other personality or whatever?
Man, he's weird. He's a weird dude. He wasn't this weird at Michigan. I don't know what it is. He was not. Maybe they hit him really well at Michigan, but he was not this like rewiring my brain alter ego nonsense.
Maybe we should have him on the podcast. That'd be fun.
Yeah, see if you can get him.
My intro is just a JJ McCarthy poop in a toilet. Welcome, JJ McCarthy. Here's our guest today. I got to grab a beer. I'm going to give you guys a question. Rams or Seahawks? Who's going further this season?
Ooh, spicy. I'll let you start, Storey, if you want.
I'm pretty sure Rob can hear, but I'm not a huge fan of Sean McVay, but he's putting together extremely good season so far. But Mike McDonald looks like a really good coach as well. He's got a lot to prove. Darnold kind of regressed the last game that we saw him, and maybe he's getting it out of his system. He's been very good the rest of the season. Obviously, JSN's the best wide receiver in the league right now. They want to get Kenneth Walker more involved. I don't know why it took him until week 12 to start talking about that. But if they kind of lean on the ground game a little bit, oh, man, it's tough to bet against the Rams, though. They've been in this spot before, and they have always produced. And adding Devontae Adams was a big boost to that offensive efficiency in the red zone. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go Rams.
Wow, this is a close one. I think they're both better. They're both being run as teams that have deep playoff aspirations. I know Darnold just regressed a bit, and he's getting some flack. He's having to have his teammates stick up for him in the media, but I'm taking Seahawks. I think they're going to make a deep push this postseason. I really do. If you look at Darnold's deep ball, it's historically elite right now. And I think that's a combination of Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is, again, I can't talk more. When you watch him play, he gets open, and Darnold, if he can get the ball and he's not seeing ghosts, he can put it down there. And their defense is solid too. But I think, again, like, we're not talking about a team that's doing risk-averse, screen passes every 2 plays and are predictable. They're can get open deep.
Ball, bro.
Yeah, they're chucking it, and it's going deep. And again, I think Darnold has a 60+% on the deep ball. Like, that's not to be trifled with. But again, unproven coach, but again, looking and trending like both those teams have deep playoff aspirations, but I'm taking the Seahawks. I think they're dark horse to make a deep run. I really do, except with Tiny Dancer though.
Real quick story. I heard you're Sean McVay. You don't like Sean McVay. So what coach is good? Give me 3 coaches that are good, because Sean McVay is elite. He's awesome. He's handsome. He's amazing. Jesus Christ, Story.
He's a liar. First of all, you get not.
Okay, Stephen A. Stephen A.
He is a liar, though. He's regularly lied about injuries. He's lied about usage.
Well, everyone does that. Okay.
So you get knocked down a peg there.
Give me coaches that are good.
Andy Reid, outside of game management and like
Andy Reid. Give me some good basketball players. Michael Jordan, fucking LeBron.
Yes, for a good coach.
He
didn't specify like a good mid-tier coach, because I don't think there is.
No. Give me good coaches in the league. Who do you want? You can't count Andy Reid. Let's throw him out. He's one of the best coaches of all time in terms of like pedigree, record, Super Bowls. Give me a current NFL coach. That's good.
Okay, I'll come back to you on that. I got to think about it.
Dude, see what I'm saying?
Eberflus.
Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's very good.
Yeah, he's good, but his shtick is kind of wearing thin on me a little bit.
Dude. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Story, I love you to death, but your hate on coaches is like, I feel like every coach in the league, like, I don't know, you're not a Sunny guy, but there's this Always Sunny episode where Charlie, every Christmas, a bunch of like Santas come in his house and fuck his mom. And like, I feel like when you were a kid, a bunch of head coaches came in and like railed your mom. And like, you're like literally, you're like traumatized from this. Like they had their headsets on and everything, and they come down to get orange juice and they wearing their headset, but they're naked. And like, you're just like, fuck coaches. I don't care. I don't care. You don't fucking do that to my mother.
My problem is the fact that the NFL is a fail-up league and it's full of patronage when it should be a merit-based system. And you've got these guys who've been hanging around the league forever, like Pete Carroll, and he gets a head coaching job at 70 million years old. For what reason? A coach has got to prove it through years and years of smart decision-making. The fact that Andy Reid even makes this cut when he's one of the worst in-game decision makers, especially when it comes to timeouts, is a miracle in and of itself.
Oh, this is such a good bit. I love it.
You can keep literally every college coach. Every single one of them is a raging moron.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I love this. Is you know what? This is Stephen A. Smith level awesomeness without the fucking yelling. I appreciate that. Hunter says my running backs are RJ Harvey, Jonathan Taylor, Travion Henderson. He's got Nico, Drake London, a bunch of mids. Lamar and Purdy. Will Drake play fantasy playoffs? Drake London. Well, I guess it's a Drake London question. Could have just said that. What do you guys think about Drake London? They haven't revealed the grade of the PCL strain. It seems similar to Josh Jacobs, but they already came out and said Josh Jacobs is grade 1, which is 1 to 2 weeks.
Jacobs isn't even a sprain. The MRI came back. It's a bone bruise. So
Yeah.
He's dealing with two separate issues, a bone bruise and a thigh bruise. But the Drake London thing is a PCL sprain. It kind of looks like it's a severe, based on the reports, kind of looks like the same thing that Brock Bowers was dealing with earlier in the year, which is good news if they're going to shut him down for 2 weeks. I think he would come back mostly like 90% if you came back in week 14, which good. Give him a week to ramp up. Then you get him for week 15, start of the fantasy playoffs. If they take 1 week off and he comes back, that's kind of what we saw with Brock Bowers. I don't know that that's the right move. We'll see. I think you get him for the fantasy playoffs.
Well, Drake, you got to remember the Falcons don't have their first round pick. That's the worst thing about this season for the Falcons is they pretty much traded their first round pick to take a guy 26th overall. That's a second tier rookie pass rusher. So they don't have that. So that's a thing. So Hastings, is he coming back? Are they going to rush him back, or at least like not slow play it? I guess I would say. Would they just bring him back when he's?
I think if I follow Drake London a little bit, he's the type of player that's like, I would say, this new generation prima donna, where he's like, I'm not going out there until I'm 100%. And again, his game is predicated on all of his joints and agility, like getting out there. He's got size, but he's also, he needs to move. So, I think he's going to take care of himself. I think but I do think that this is one where you could see him back. And again, it just depends on the grade of it. But
I disagree with you, man. I think Drake London's got that. I know Storey hates this. I got that dog in him. Like we saw him play through the AC joint sprain. Like he plays hurt. And he wanted to come back in that game. If you saw, he wanted to come back in the game, and they forced him not to because it was the overtime. It was the overtime game, and he wanted to come back in. So it's a coach's call typically, except for in Cincinnati. It's not the coach's call with Joe Burrow because they're like you're getting on the field. Joe Burrow question right here from Astro. He's got Caleb, Danny Dimes, and Baker. This is a super flex. I don't know. I hope it is. And he says someone dropped Jackson Dart. Should I pick him up? And who am I dropping? Also Joe Burrow available. Well, Joe Burrow is the option. And then I would drop any one of those guys. I don't know how I'd rank it. I think Baker, Dimes, Caleb, you could go. Those guys are all the same. They're all like 11 to 13.
No, I think Baker. I think you got it right. Baker, Daniel Jones, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is throwing for 230 yards a game right now. They're a run first team.
Agreed.
And I know Indy is as well, but it's a much better offense.
All right, rank these guys for this week. Kenneth Gainwell, Sean Tucker, Kenneth Walker. If Jacobs is out, I will need 2. Yeah, so we guys got to get 2. And he mentioned, so rank them for me, Hastings. What do you got?
And the Bucky Irving news really.
Whenever there's a Tiny Dancer comment, I must interrupt you with a Tiny Dancer.
The Bucky Irving news makes me think Sean Tucker, but I would make it a coin flip between Gainwell and Kenneth Walker, honestly.
K9 has fucking the Titans, bro. That's juicy. That
I
is
mean, we thought it was
juicy.
juicy, and then Woody Marks put up a wonderful 45 yards last week.
Woody Marks is not a tiny dancer, though.
True.
You know.
But I do think that Warren's going to play, which kind of rules out Kenneth Gainwell here. So Kenneth Walker, Sean Tucker, Kenneth Walker, Sean Tucker, Gainwell in that order.
If there's no Jalen Warren, though, it's Gainwell and Tucker. If there's no Bucky and no Jalen Warren, we're going to sit Kenneth Walker?
No. I'm not sitting Kenneth Walker anymore. Definitely not after last week. Not after the fact of giving him goal line carries again.
Yeah.
And it's the Titans. It's the Titans. I think they played their best game of the year in a loss because their win was against like the Raiders or some shit. I don't even count that. Beating the Raiders doesn't count.
Nope.
We got Mark. Mark changes his tag to Mean Muffin. That is his Discord tag. Percentage chance Jaden Reed comes back. If he does, is he viable to play? Who comes back? Reader Evans. Mike Evans is out for the year. It's a fantasy year for sure. Broken collarbone. He gone. So I think Reed's coming back for sure. Whether it's next week, as in week 13 or week 14, I don't know. I think it's before week 15. You guys agree?
I haven't heard any reports recently about Jaden Reed, but they need him. I mean, that entire wide receiver room was questionable this week, and they had to move Bo Melton back from cornerback to wide receiver after they already moved him to cornerback early in the year because of the injuries that they've been suffering. So if they need Reed desperately on the field.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the best weapon they have, right?
Yeah, no, he seems optimistic, Jaden, on all of his social posts that he's coming back, and definitely before Evans.
Evans might have played his last snap. Period. Like
I think he did,
career.
man, and I think he's potential. Like he's dare we say Hall of Famer for Mike Evans?
I think
like,
he's got to be. The
Is that in
dude.
there? Is that okay? Like, I think the stats. I think the Super Bowl. Like,
he won a Super Bowl. That's the point. Super Bowl, baby.
And again, he's had a longevity, and again, he's got some highlights and stats to back. You know, he's up there.
And he may or may not have smoked crack with Johnny Manziel in college. Who knows? I mean, he wasn't.
That's why they were
Manziel's
so
teammate,
good,
like,
man.
Yeah,
I'm
they
a
were
big
just fucking
Texas A&M guy, by the
keyed
way.
up, man. Just fucking it was awesome. Maybe Baker just like smokes minerals. That dude's like a man of the earth. You know what I mean? He's doing ayahuasca with fucking Aaron Rodgers. All right, one more here, and then I got to get to a couple things. How positive should I feel about the Jacobs news from Billy Bob? Billy Bob Thornton, shout out. Love you. Great actor. Billy Bob Thornton hates water. Do you guys know this?
The actor hates water?
Yeah. He turns down roles. He was supposed to be on The Perfect Storm, but he's like, dude, I'm not. He was supposed to be the George Clooney part in Perfect Storm, and he's like, dude, he won't like film anything next to like the ocean. Like he hates water. He hates it. It's weird. He's like Truman and Truman Show.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's weird. I love him, man. Also, notorious for some amazing sex scenes in movies. I think he's actually just giving it to Halle Berry in Monsters Ball. Have you seen that sex scene?
Which one is Monsters
It's
Ball?
hot. That's where like Heath Ledger's like they work at a jail and like it's really really dark.
Oh,
but, like it's full penetration, bro.
It's like a supernatural movie, right?
No, it's just like a white trash movie. I think is the way I could describe it. Billy Bob Thornton's like an abusive. He's just playing himself. And I love Billy Bob. No slight against Billy Bob, but yeah, just epic all time like sex scenes. Like I think Michael Douglas is also up there. We got to do a whole pod on this. The awesome like actor sex scenes, right? Like the guys that just really go for it. Like Tom Cruise is the worst because Tom Cruise may or may not like women. So what's the Jerry Maguire sex scene? Is so bad, dude. He's trying to bang a girl on a counter, and Tom Cruise is literally like 5'5". Like, you know how hard counter sex is when you're 5'5"?
Probably pretty difficult.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what it's got into me tonight. I'm just talking about Tom Cruise, and you know what? You're gonna get that every once in a while, and had some beers. So
and that's okay.
How positive should I be about the Jacobs news? So we just talked about it a little bit. Now let's keep this in mind that they have a Thanksgiving game. So he plays Sunday, and if he misses that game, like it's more likely he misses the next game because it's not a full week recovery. So do you guys think he plays this week? And then if he misses this week, do you think he plays Thursday?
I do think he plays this week because Josh Jacobs is that kind of guy. And so a bone bruise and a thigh bruise is really nothing these days. Bone bruise, it's painful. I think Josh Jacobs would play through the pain. It's all about range of motion. If you get a ton of swelling in there and he can't make the cuts that he's used to because of the range of motion, that's going to be a problem. If he goes out there and aggravates it, you could get a shortened game. This is a situation where we kind of talked about already, where a team needs to protect the player from himself. Like they need to sit him down for a week if they want him for Thanksgiving, and I think they're going to want him for Thanksgiving. But we'll see. I do think he plays because he's that kind of guy.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. He's going to want to go out there. Now that guy he'll go out there and you got to protect him from himself. Like you're saying, he'll fight through that, but why not rest him up, make a real push? But then again, could be Wolverine tier regeneration here. Could be back early. But again, why not rest? He's a linchpin that is needed on that team for a deep playoff push. So
awesome. Hastings has to get out of here. He's a family man. He has 4 kids. He works early in the morning. You work for USA Today, right? You're USA Today. You're like a bigwig.
No, not a big wig at all. No, not
you're
at
a
all.
You're a bald USA Today employee. Or is that the opposite of big wig?
No. Just it's really the kids, man. What was I thinking? And I'll leave you with that. No,
get a column written about our show, and then we'll make it big, and we'll all be millionaires. So, I mean, Hastings already is. Look at that backdrop, bro. He's already a millionaire. He's got a fucking
look at that
painting of
look at that ship. Look at that ship.
Yeah.
This one.
We just need
the cat. No.
We just need Matt Damon to come in here and just if you tell him he'll break down your entire life because of the colors in the painting. All right, man. Hastings, appreciate you, bro. Awesome work. Glad to have the mics together. Hopefully the first of many in this threesome. It went pretty smooth, I think.
This was awesome.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for the the Shakir tip as well. Rode that.
We're banking. We're rolling. We're printing money right now, guys. And let's keep on doing it.
All right,
so,
see you guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Hastings.
it.
We'll talk to you soon, bro. All right. On that note, I have to shout out to some of the Patreon members, and we'll get back to questions. Just me and Storey now. It feels right back at home. But Hastings is a good man. He's very knowledgeable. And hey, Storey. How about this one? I added a new one. That's even worse. He's got Twister in there. All right, here we go, everybody. Shout out to the Patreon members. The list is growing. Appreciate all of you guys. A lot of different perks in there. You want to be a guest on the show. You want free merchandise. You want access to my bets early. We are crushing right now with the Shakir win tonight. We are 55-29. These are not -150 player props. These are all -120, -110, even odds. Even throwing some plus odds one in there. We're printing money right now. We're crushing right now. 4 years in a row of this shit, man. So if you want to get on this, make some money. It'll pay for itself very, very quickly. And why not get on board? Why not get on board and support the channel, right? We're doing 7 nights a week with awesome guests. How about Mike Hastings? Round of applause for that guy. What a nice addition. He's a funny guy. He's a nice guy. He's a knowledgeable guy. And he also has a really, really nice backdrop. I mean, that ship, oof. Like I got a cool backdrop, but like I would give it all up to have a library. You make it when you have a library. I mean, I can't even read, unfortunately. Packers or Lions defense this week's story. Also, if you want any of that information for the Patreon, for the Discord, go to the website professionalfanatics.com. That was actually created by Mr. Michael Hastings. He's a very talented man. So thank you again, Mike, if you're on here watching, for making the website, because it's very snazzy, and I could never make anything like that. I'm a content guy. I'm not I'm not smart like that when it comes to social media. So Packers or Lions.
I've had to email the Patreon support people back and forth for the last 2 weeks to figure out why I can't get on the page. They've escalated it to their internal team.
I made you a fucking weird.
Yeah, I keep saying that I already have like an account, and I'm like, I've literally never created a Patreon account or signed up for any Patreon.
I guess you're just gonna have to pay for the top tier, Story.
It's fine. It's fine. It all goes back to beer money anyway.
Damn straight. And one day it'll go back to you once I actually get enough to support myself. I'm gonna give back to my boys.
Hell yeah! Then I'll be able to afford a boat painting.
Yes, I'm gonna do my whole background's gonna be a boat painting.
Exactly.
It's gonna be terrible, but I don't care. All right, Packers or Lions defense this week?
Packers, 100%. I don't want the Lions defense looked not great, and Packers defense very good, and they're playing JJ McCarthy, man. Like Jackson Dart could run all over the Lions.
JJ is practicing reps while taking his dogs out. He's putting in the work. Yeah, that's kind of like Shedeur Sanders putting in the work. He does not put in any work. Why aren't more people saying trade for Walker? Well, I think partially because most trade deadlines are over. But I think we know. I identified it 2 weeks ago, Story, when I made that bet, and it was ended up being a 50-50 split in that game, but I saw the trend going like that, and now it's like looking like it's a 60-40. I don't think it's ever going to get 70-30. They love Charbonnet, but I think it's a 60-40 going forward, right?
Yeah, I think so as well. They do love Charbonnet, so don't be surprised if they end up coming back to him on the goal line. But I'm very encouraged with the fact that Charbonnet wasn't in there for every single goal line touch.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's name is different. I didn't do anything different. So like this is Max. And by the way, it's not Mean Muffin, it's Mean Muggin. Mean Muffin is not as intimidating for Mark. Mean Muggin is better because he spelled it with 2 9s, I think, for G's. I just thought those were F's. Yeah. And yeah, Mean Muffin sounds cool too. Trey Benson or Walker rest of season?
Walker.
I want to say Trey Benson, but I can't say an injured guy. I don't know what his role is going to be. So
we don't know what his role is going to be. Bam Knight's performed serviceable. You still got Michael Carter there doing probably going to be the main pass catcher. He's still got DeMarcado if he's healthy. Feels like that's much more of a nebulous situation. So give me Walker.
What's a good defense to have in the playoffs? Tampa Bay is the answer. Their schedule is cupcake, and they have a good defense. I'm trying to think who else I've grabbed the stash. I know obviously Seattle, but they're already a team that's owned by everyone. They have a decent playoff schedule, and you play them no matter what. Tampa's the answer, baby.
I mean, if Baltimore managed to slip through, that would be they got a great schedule for the playoffs.
Yeah, and their defense is playing better. Billy Bob, pick one. Fannin at Vegas, Juwan Johnson at Atlanta, or Otten versus the Rams. Now, I'll say this story before I get your answer. David Njoku's missed back-to-back practice. Not limited. He's missed both practices. Why would they even play him? If there's no David Njoku, is the answer just Fannin? Is pretty easy?
Yeah, Vannon's been excellent when David Njoku has missed. The question there is, let me check and see what the latest is, because I did not hear that he missed 2 practices. Njoku, questionable. Another practice.
Yeah, he's missed 2.
Yeah. But like they say here, he's enough a veteran to come off back-to-back, not practices, and be questionable. I think you got to keep an eye on it tomorrow. And if he, I don't know if you have to scoop him up or if he's going to sit out there. I'm going to see if Fannon's available in any of my leagues right now. Harold.
Yeah, he's available in some. Ben Johnson turned the Bears around damn straight. My answer is Fannin.
All right, let's cool our jets on Ben Johnson until we see the offense put up a decent stat line against.
Sorry, you're not allowed to make coaches' takes anymore. I'm sorry. You've at least on this show, this very episode, I'm going to cut you off. It's like a bartender saying, "You've had your allotment of shots, sir, and you have to go sleep this one off." Although you won't change your opinion, you'll be back the next episode with the same exact takes.
And I'll be back. I'll be back at 8 a.m. when you reopen the bar.
Yeah, you will be. If let's just say that Njoku plays, it's not going to be Fannin for me. It's probably going to be Juwan Johnson, man. He's been consistent ever since they traded. I know it's only been one game, I think, since they traded Shaheed, but
if Njoku plays, I'm with you. I think it's Juwan Johnson. Man, every time you feel like you can count on Cade Otton, he throws up a dud. 2 for 20 in a game.
Last week did the same thing.
I want to talk to Samson. Climbing to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
That was a request from Peasy. And I'm going to show you this real quick. We're almost caught up to the comments, so we got to slow down a little bit. Hey, what do you think of this picture right here, Story?
Yeah.
He loves that. Also, we're 3 away. We're doing the beer chug like always. Beer chug fundraiser here. Every 5 supers of any color. I'm already pretty lubed up, so I don't mind chugging a few. Any Patreon member, anyone that signs up for Patreon during this live stream, I'll give a chug. And every $20 super chat, I'll give a chug. Way to get back to the show. Watch me get more and more belligerent and get comments like my Billy Bob Thornton best actor sex rant that I had. Best sex actor rant. And we got to do a whole episode on that because, that's right up my alley, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say it's 100% up your alley. The question is, are the people going to want to hear it?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know what I mean? Sharon Stone probably takes the cake for women just because Basic Instinct. And she gets railed in a bunch of movies.
Well, yeah. Which scene are you talking about in Basic Instinct?
What?
Which scene? Are you talking about the interrogation scene? Because it's not really a sex scene.
No, the opening scene of the movie is her riding the fuck out of that rock star.
I forgot about that.
There's and then the Michael Douglas sex scene, dude. That's a porn. That's not even a fucking that's a porn. I love that movie. Not even because of sex scenes. It's also just an intriguing storyline. And just Michael Douglas playing the same disgruntled ex-alcoholic cokehead like detective that he always plays.
You know what's
He
got
made
some
a career on that.
sex scenes? Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh yeah, well, it's entirely a sex movie though.
Yeah.
It's about like key parties, right? And like like the mask and shit.
It's about it's like about a secret society that
yeah. The ocean is terrifying from Mega. Do you think? Are you scared of the ocean, Story?
I'm scared. No, I've never been scared of the ocean, but if you think about the ocean for too long, it becomes terrifying. Think about this. You ever been in a room and you don't know, like somebody passes behind you and you didn't see them, but you know somebody was by you because you could feel the shift in the air currents and the pressure around you. So that when you feel somebody around, you know what I'm talking about? Like you feel it. Think about that, but deep in the ocean. All the creatures that we don't know exist, because anytime you get anywhere close to them, they're already gone. They're way gone. We've seen some weird, wild, alien stuff out in the deep ocean. Think about all the stuff that we haven't seen for years and centuries. We heard rumors about giant squids, and it wasn't until the 20th century that we even found any evidence of them existing ever. There's a story about these 3 divers. Like one dude barely escaped. A giant squid wanted to eat him and wrapping all his tentacles around him. It's a wild situation. So yes, I'm not scared of the ocean. I never have been. I've been in the ocean plenty. But if you think about it for too long, it's terrifying.
We are in 2 completely different spots in life, because your rant today was about the ocean and all the scary stuff. My rant was about Billy Bob Thornton being the best actor, a sex actor in movies. So clearly our priorities are just much different, but that's what makes us work, right? Yin and yang. Works.
Yeah, yin and yang. I was in the ocean last year. I was in the Pacific. I got knocked on my ass by a wave, and this like 21-year-old lifeguard came up and was like, "Are you okay, sir?" I'm like, God.
We still haven't explored like 80% of the ocean, bro.
Oh, it's scarier than outer space when you think about it. Outer space is just
we know more about outer space. I love outer space.
Is nothing.
I want to go there.
Like, the ocean is, yeah.
Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. He beat out Jerry Rice for most consecutive 1K yard seasons to start a career. That is true. He has to be the consistency, and the Super Bowl is what did it for him, right?
Yeah. To kind of circle back to that, I do think that he comes back either very late in the regular season or for the playoffs. It's a broken collarbone. Once that's healed, that's it. It's not like he's going to be missing out on any conditioning. It's not a soft tissue injury, which he's usually known for. I think once that's healed, I think he's back. So maybe not the regular season, but definitely for the playoffs.
CK talking about the Bucky thing. Not playing this week, trending towards not playing this week, but very near future, which that's a very, very ambiguous term. It's very near future.
Okay.
Like, what does that mean? Very near future.
Yeah. Does that mean this year? Does that mean,
dude, I've been telling people I'm going to hit the gym and work out in the very near future for fucking 12 years. And like, bro, sorry to break it to you, man. I have not hit the gym. So like, just saying, I've been telling people that. My dad, like my old boss, he always is like, dude, you come back fatter every year, after the winter break. And I'm always like, I'm going to hit the gym soon. Don't happen. Maybe hey, Story, in the very near future, I'll hit the gym.
Yeah, we'll get one of these days in the very near future.
Yeah. Picked up Michael Wilson on waivers, but if ETN is out, thoughts on Tootin over Wilson? You would probably play Tootin over Michael Wilson if there's no ETN.
So I mean, they're both limited today. I doubt that either one sits though. So I'm not playing Tootin over Michael Wilson. Like, I don't know. ETN's a vet. It's probably just regular maintenance. I wouldn't worry about it just yet. I mean, if you could drop somebody to pick up Michael Wilson just in case, that'd be great. But or is he asking like, should I pick up Tootin? Is Tootin on his roster or is Tootin?
He has Tootin. He's saying that if there's no ETN, is he going to go Tootin over Michael Wilson? Now, for me, my Michael Wilson love is like as my Sharon Stone love. I love them both. Yeah. And I like Tootin as well, but I had to see it. I saw Michael Wilson have 18 targets and 15 catches and 185 yards just 1 week ago. Nothing's changed there besides a different matchup. It's not exactly a tough matchup. So I'm going Michael Wilson. I guess if it was half PPR, I'd probably go Tootin. Full PPR, give me Michael Wilson.
Yeah, I would go Michael Wilson unless ETN for sure sits. Then I go Tootin.
Let's see. CK, I would listen to everything Rick Stroud says he's never been wrong there. I don't know who the fuck Rick Stroud is. Sailboat money. That's what we need. The sailboat money. Owning an actual sailboat's where it's really at. Should I trade Puka and Brees for Gibbs and Bowers? Ooh. If you need a tight end, yes. If you're streaming Juwan Johnson, yes, do that.
Yeah.
I know you love Brees, but
I do love Brees, but man, that he can even in bad games he could perform, but he did not perform this past week. That was the Thursday night game, so maybe give him a little bit of a pass. Puka and Brees, Gibbs and Bowers. Dan Campbell just came out and started talking, wanting to get Montgomery more looks in the red zone. That kind of, man, this one feels really right down the middle, doesn't it?
Puka, losing the snaps, I feel like the record's so good. They're not utilizing him like they would in the playoffs or like they were earlier in the year in terms of snap share, and like he's banged up clearly. So I think that what we saw with Laporta being out and Dan Campbell taking over the play calling duties, they're focusing on Gibbs much more than what they had in the past.
Yeah.
And Gibbs is amazing. So it's like Gibbs versus Puka. That's close. I'd probably in full PPR, I'd probably take Puka, but it's close because it's a running back. And then Brees versus Bowers, like he's on the Jets. And I know Bowers is on the Raiders, but I'd rather have the pass catcher in a bad team than the running back in a bad team. Now, if Tyrod Taylor throws the running backs more, maybe, but we don't know these things yet. We know Brock Bowers is primed right now. He looks good again. He actually looks like Brock Bowers from last year. Would you agree?
Yeah, but like Geno looks horrendous right now, and if Geno is off, like Brock Bowers, they're not. Pete Carroll's a bad. This is not a rant because Pete Carroll's just a bad coach, but
yeah. I'll give you that one. You can rant on Pete Carroll, bro. That's
yeah. The fact that like they're not focusing their passing attack through Brock Bowers is a problem. Like last year, it's like, all right, let's get Brock Bowers 10 targets a game because he's a generational talent. That's this year. I get Michael Mayer still a decent tight end, but this Trey Tucker nonsense that they're working with, and the fact that they're throwing the ball and they throw the ball a million times last week, and Brock Bowers still couldn't crack double-digit PPR points. That's kind of a problem. I'm going to stick with Puka and Brees. I talk myself out.
Yeah, I guess my takeaway is if you don't have a tight end, if you're playing K. Dotton or some shit, and you have a wide receiver depth, then you do it. So it's kind of team dependent. But if you have a mid-level tight end, if you have Dallas Goedert or Ferguson, I'm not doing the trade because they're fine to get you 10 points a week. You're not really upgrading. You're upgrading, but it's not worth the upgrade. But if you're starting Juwan Johnson or K. Dotton, or you had Dalton Kincaid and you're streaming, like, give me Brock Bowers.
That's fair. That's good.
Do you see the Pats still winning even if Burrow plays? It's a 9-point line. So
yeah, Burrow moved. It looks like the news on Burrow has moved the line about 2 points. So that's about what you can expect. It's still a 7-point game, a 7-point spread. Yes, I still see the Pats winning this game.
Hetzer, stay calm with Nico Collins, though. We're both Nico Collins owners. I mean, in our actual league we co-manage, we have Nico Collins. I have 5 or 6 shares of Collins, and it's been a bumpy ride. He has been coming around. He was nicked up coming to this game. The nice thing is this is Thursday Night Football. The next time they play is 10 days away. So any issues are most likely going to be dealt with, and he'll be back out there playing ahead of Jaden Higgins. Let's fucking hope, Storey.
Yeah, 9 targets for Higgins. 9 targets. That's
9 times. 9 times. I don't remember being absent 9 times. Grace.
What's that from?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah, that's an okay movie.
Yeah, too much love for what it is, but it's good. I'm not a Matthew Broderick fan. He's very much like Jason Bateman to me. And
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, start Kenneth Walker or Michael Wilson. Ooh,
you're still starting Michael, or you're still starting Kenneth Walker, right? Like.
If it's the Titans is the only reason I'm like debating it, because Michael Wilson is a wide receiver 1. I mean, just clearly. At least he's the wide receiver 1 on his team, which is a fact. Now
he's a wide receiver 1 on his team. I don't know if he's a wide
receiver. Trey McBride. No, he's a top 20 play, though, it appears. I mean, maybe I'm getting over my skis here, but what's the scoring? Full PPR, give me Michael Wilson. Half PPR, standard, give me Walker. I'm going the receiver.
I'm taking Walker either way.
We have overreaction. We have Stephen A. Smith, overreaction Thursday. Allen is trash on the road. No. Josh Allen is for my money, still the best quarterback in the NFL. So
he still lays some stinkers every once in a while, usually on the road. Like his
who's the best quarterback?
He's the best quarterback, the straight up best quarterback, Joe Burrow.
Jalen Hurts, right?
Jalen Hurts.
Well, here's the problem is Joe Burrow can't stay healthy and Josh Allen doesn't miss games. So I'm going to penalize a guy that can't finish seasons year in, year out.
Yes, but Joe Burrow has been to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't even sniffed one.
He lost the Super Bowl, though, so I don't care. Buffalo Bills shit.
Yeah, but
So
the Bills haven't been there with Josh Allen.
You know what? He plays every year, and he gets his brain beaten, and he doesn't miss games. I'm just telling you, you can't tell me a guy that has missed 40% of his career games or whatever it's been, like a third of his games he's missed. Josh Allen's never missed a game.
Yeah, but in those healthy seasons, he puts up 45 touchdowns, and he leads his team to deep playoff runs, including a Super Bowl victory.
He also has a terrible coach. Storey.
Yeah, and imagine if he had a decent coach, a halfway decent coach. Think about that.
I guess Joe Burrow has a bad coach, too. Mouse
He's
South.
got the worst offensive coordinator in the league.
Allen is trash at NRG Stadium. Now that's
okay. Well, divisional opponent. No,
are they divisional?
No. That's the East versus South. Yeah. Also, that stadium, like they need better turf there. Clearly,
they do. Shout out Mouse South, Downtown Sports Boys. Check it out in the description. Also in the description, the College Football Rundown. That is Mike Story's weekly college football podcast. So if you're a college football fan, you like what you see with this handsome gentleman and his takes and his knowledge and the way he speaks, which is just awesome. It's immaculate story.
Check out.
Awesome. I'm jealous.
Last week's episode, I lay into Lincoln Riley, the head coach of USC.
You know, Story, one day I hope I could be as good as you. I'm really trying. He didn't maybe not sidebar as much about Michael Douglas's sex scenes in movies, but you know what? I think the people like that kind of shit.
They do. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they don't, then you're still going to get it. I mean, it's just like watching First Take and telling Steve A not to yell. Like, he's still going to yell.
Mouth enjoys it.
Oh, it's awesome. But yeah, Downtown Sports, fantasy or college football rundown in the description. Only one show a week for both those. So give them some of your time and check it out. Just don't sacrifice watching this show is all I got to say. I'm kidding. Watch Mouse Show.
Mouse Show's good.
And you get enough story. You get a lot of story on this show as well. He's on here a decent amount.
3-4 times a week.
I just hope the Texans defense sacks Mahomes 8 times in Kansas City.
That'd be nice.
Well, I mean, we like seeing that. We like seeing that.
We do, yeah.
This is fan and mouth for sure. Fan and Brock Wright is a blocker there. Even Laporta had inconsistent games, so it's like Brock Wright.
Yeah,
can't trust it.
Purdue's own Brock Wright, but there's no reason to start him ever.
Fannin is on my wire. Just need a tight end for Kittle because of the bye. Or do I keep Otten versus New Orleans? I'm grabbing Fannin because he has more upside.
Yeah,
he needs a Joker to go away.
Yeah, Otten, like Godwin's coming back, so that's going to affect Cade Otton. And again, like every time he kind of strings together a couple games, he puts together a dud. I know the whole Tampa Bay offense struggled last week outside of Sean Tucker, but I really don't trust Cade Otton. I've been burned by him far too many times. So I know Fannin is still a rookie, still kind of making his way, and Njoku's still there, but man, I think the upside for Fannin far outweighs whatever floor you might get from Cade Otton.
And I'll say this: with Cade Otton, you're gonna have Chris Godwin coming back, which is not good news for him.
True.
That's not good news for anybody, right? Like that's not gonna be good for anybody. Miles says, bro, we are an experiment from a deep ocean society that's failed. That's like almost an Atlantis kind of thing. I'll ask you this: do you think Atlantis is more likely, or that we came from Mars and we had a society on Mars? Which one's more likely?
Wait, Mars specifically, or another like society, another planet?
Well, Mars makes more sense.
You say Mars, it's very specific.
Yeah, I guess another place. Mars makes the most sense. Venus actually makes more sense because Venus used to be very Earth-like before the greenhouse effect just made that place just insane. It's the hottest fucking planet in the solar system, bro.
You're familiar with the concept of terraforming, right?
Uh-huh.
Where you turn a planet from an inhospitable environment and you introduce greenery and other things to make it hospitable. So the speculation is Mars is going to be very difficult because of where it lies, just inside of the that freaking radiation belt off the top of my head. But Venus actually, if you could figure out a way to dissipate some of the greenhouse and actually create, because if you go below the gases, it could be a very promising environment. So Venus might be the one that we look to terraform first, as opposed to Mars, even though Mars is easier to explore right now.
You're not an Interstellar fan, though, for some reason.
That movie sucked, dude. That movie was
fuck you. All right. You get out of here. The music alone's worth the trip.
Great score, but good God, I don't need to see Matthew McConaughey crying on screen ever again.
It was a good cry, though. It was a good cry. Trade A-Chain for Nico. Trade A-Chain and Nico for Lamb and Chase Brown.
No.
So I want Lamb over Nico, but I want A-Chain over Chase Brown.
I want A-Chain way over Chase Brown. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Let's see. I feel like 30% of the ocean we know. We're still talking about ocean stuff. Send Tua and Mike McDaniels and Tyreek down as they'll go to Atlantic. Dude.
He's already got that helmet from the Sports Meme Channel, right?
I got it right here. This is Tua's ready for action, gentlemen. Here it is. He's ready.
I'm okay. Some problems can't be solved with modern science. That's why I built the Guardian Cap. Fully concussion proof. You can bounce your head off pretty much anything with this bad boy. Works every time.
He's ready. He's a member of the Jetsons. Outer space is not real science. It's all theory. Can't test it, including black holes. I believe it much more than most, and maybe you call me dumb for like believing things from people I never met, but that kind of goes. I don't know, man. I feel like that's fully law, true. I mean, all the laws are kind of factual.
It's not all theory and conjecture and hypothesis. There are, but for the most part, including things like black holes, which we cannot definitively prove the existence of. The way that we find black holes is not actually finding them because they're so dense that nothing can escape, including light. So there's no way to verify. What we do is we look for signs of the space, the gravitational well around it affecting things around in space. So Anthony's correct that a lot of space and science related to. So I think
it's all theoretical in reality. It's all
about this earlier. So the laws of physics. The laws of physics are only the unchanging laws of physics because we have not observed them changing. If tomorrow gravity ceased to exist, it's very possible because gravity is nothing more than a theory and impossible to prove. Yeah, there's mathematical theories, models behind it, but like physics only exists as is. The laws of physics, those, the big three, because we haven't proven them, disproven them otherwise.
I believe in gravity just because it's what I was, I don't just believe everything, right?
You can't.
Some people think I'm a conspiracy.
Gravity. You can't touch gravity, right? So how do you know gravity exists?
Watch Interstellar. How do you feel about how do you feel about Gatson and Sutton for Kittle and PPR?
Do it. It's an easy smash.
I want Kittle. Yeah, I don't want Gatson and Sutton. Like Cortland Sutton.
Without Joel, that offensive line is a huge problem for the Chargers. That offense looks completely different.
So Chaz loves Cortland Sutton, and there was a 3-week stretch where he was just talking him up, and it was right when he started his downfall. So we always do the panic meter when he comes on. So I made this little graphic for him. It's Chaz's love for Sutton meter. Putting eye contact into that BJ, bro, which, as we know, is a good BJ. You want the eye contact. You know what I'm talking about? Like when they look you in the eye.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Well, I prefer it. It's not a deal breaker, but
so was Chaz in love with him because of the target share last year, the touchdowns? What?
Yeah, it's everything. Just the ability, and like it was before Troy Franklin became a thing. So,
Okay.
Yeah. One nice comment here, dude in the hat's a smoke show. Whoa, that's weird.
Okay.
Rams would beat the Eagles in the playoffs last year if it wasn't snowing. They would have beat them last year. Will they beat them this year? Story. Same teams, essentially same teams.
But that's football. If ifs and buts for candies and nuts, and we'd all have a happy Urka Donk Fest.
Yeah, I like the matchup just because the problem is that Matt Stafford is not mobile at all. We saw what happened with Jared Goff. You need some mobility against that Eagles defense, and Matt Stafford just doesn't have it. He probably has a little bit more than Jared Goff somehow, but it's not.
No,
it's
but
not
their
much,
offensive line is playing extraordinarily well right now and keeping Matthew Stafford upright. He hasn't thrown an interception since week 3.
Anarchy says he's happy about Nico got me 8 points, but not as happy as Josh Allen putting up a goose egg essentially. Texans defense, I actually rolled them out because I didn't want to drop them. I don't want to roster 2 defenses, and that was a nice little surprise, man.
What they end up with, because the Bills defense, You got really lucky because in most leagues they scored only 6 points because of that special teams touchdown. I think it would have been 0 for the points, and I don't think they had any sacks at Davis Mills.
No, Davis Mills does not take sacks. It's very weird. CJ Stroud gets sacked more than any man in the world, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Like,
So,
is that a product of CJ Stroud?
16 points for the Bills, 20 points for the Bills defense, but 8 sacks, right? And that interception at the end. So I'm guessing they put up 12 points.
Yeah, I can look at it, but I know that Houston defense was the play over the Bills, and a lot of people played the Bills defense.
Oh, a lot of people
because of Davis Mills, but
played the Bills defense.
Bucks play them. What do you think the chances are the Bucks beating the Rams on Sunday Night Football? They are getting 6 points.
Yeah, that's too much for me. I'm taking the Bucks in that game. Like 6 points. I know it's on the road, but man, Tampa's.
Well, I'm talking about winning straight up. Winning straight up. They need this game, bro.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a 40% chance they win this game.
And I made the comparison of this was a similar game in terms of line as the game we saw tonight. They were both 6-point lines.
Yeah.
And I said before the show, and this may look bad, I said I like the Bucks to beat the Rams over the Texans to beat the Bills, just because Davis Mills, and obviously you saw what happened there. So Baker is good. And the Bucks were 5-1 at one point and talked about as Baker MVP, Super Bowl Bucks, and they're much closer to the Rams than they are the Panthers. But currently they have essentially the same record as the Panthers.
I mean, the Rams just put 3 guys on IR. You heard about Higbee, right? Which, fine, that doesn't really move the needle, but they put Quentin Lake and Rob Havestein on IR today as well.
Yeah, offensive line issues, man.
Offensive line and starting safety. So it can Tampa can what's his name? Baker take advantage of some deep shots? I don't know. We'll find out.
Mouth, it's not Waluigi. It is Shedeur Sanders. We call Shitter Sanders. But I don't know if that's any worse or better. Do you think I know last week was hard to judge because of the no first team reps or whatever. I think Sanders sucks, but I also think Dick Gabriel sucks. So who do you think gives him a better chance to win given the same amount of reps and preparation and all that?
I mean, they both are terrible. Like, I don't know.
Well, you got to answer. You got to answer it.
I honest to God don't know. Like, I don't know what the Browns are doing. Probably Dylan Gabriel, I would guess, because he's going to be less inclined to make stupid mistakes and run out of clean pockets not much less inclined, but somewhat less inclined to make stupid mistakes than Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, he's more of a game manager for sure. Shedeur's a hero ball guy, which does not work out. Mark says, just confirming with y'all, QJ is a safe to drop. Would have to activate Benson and QJ is the worst player on my team. You might have to activate Benson this week, baby, because Trey Benson may be back, and I can't wait for it because I know you feel differently than I do, Storey, but no one has separated. If anything, they've actually gone backwards. Now, Bam Knight's impressed me a little bit, but he is still Bam Knight. His name is Bam Knight. He's a nobody. Michael Carter is a practice
of a committee to me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Trey Benson is going to get supplanted and he'll probably still lead the committee, but I don't think he gets more. Like, they got guys that they've rotated through already. I don't think he gets more than 55% of the touches.
Oh, no way. 70%, baby. 70%.
No, 70%? No. Absolutely not.
Not the first week.
Absolutely not.
Hey.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
70% after this first week, he's going to be 70% player. They got to see what they have in him, man. It's a second round pick.
I mean, even when James Conner was healthy and Trey Benson was there, they were splitting 50-50. And now they got 3 other guys that look halfway decent. And you're telling me that Trey Benson's going to walk into a 70% opportunity share?
Yeah, he's going to.
He's
a good player. He's the best player in that backfield, and they're playing their guys.
Okay. I mean, I would.
Okay, you say 55. Would you make a bet right now, a board bet that it's 50? I'll do 60% threshold. You can't count the first week he's back, and I'll even take the second week, which may not be his. It'll be working him in still. I'll bet you he plays 60% of the snaps from his second week on.
60% of his snaps from the second week on. I don't know about that. Trey Benson, 8. He had 8 carries his first full game without James Conner.
They were losing to the Seahawks. It was a Seahawks game, I recall.
23-20. That's That's not.
Well, they
that's
were
not
losing.
That bad. That's not that bad.
I'm just. All right, so make the bet. 60%, $20.
No,
Me and
I'm
you
not
right
throwing that
now.
on there. We'll talk about it.
62%. 62%.
Yeah, you're changing it. You're going the other way.
Yeah, I'll go even higher. 62. You take the under.
Carter, 18. Michael Carter got 18 rush attempts in the first game that after Trey Benson missed.
Yeah, and he's also been benched and dropped. And then DeMarcado was a starter, and he fumbled the ball, and he was.
I know people are excited about it, but dude is coming off of a pretty serious injury that has kept him out for a long time. I find it hard to believe that they're going to let him walk into a full. I mean, 70%. That's basically a bell cow. And
yeah, that's why I'm saying 62. 62.
No.
63.
Moving on. Can you drop QJ? Yes, you can drop QJ unless it's a deep league. Unless it's a 14 team or you got deep benches.
Trey Benson, baby.
Trey Benson.
I think the Bucs can beat the Rams from mouth. Bucs can pick secondaries apart. Yeah, and they do have a little bit of a sickness going around their locker room right now, but that was, they play Monday night, right? Is it Monday night or Sunday night?
Sunday night.
Okay, well, it's not Sunday afternoon at least. Get a little bit of time to sleep in for those dudes. Maybe don't go out and party like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. How about that?
Yeah, they CeeDee Lamb did say that he wasn't throwing up. It would be disrespectful, but yeah, dude. I mean, maybe putting a NFL team in Las Vegas wasn't the brightest of ideas.
Well, dude, they were just coming off a bye, though. You know what I mean? Like, you had all to do that before a Monday night game. You had, I know it was Vegas and shit, and you're only there, but like, can't you just go out after the game? I know there's a team flight, but miss the flight, I guess. I don't know.
Can't you go out in February?
Or on your bye week. They got money.
Or on your bye week.
Like, Dennis Rodman took a sabbatical from the team, and he was a lot back.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. You ever heard, did you ever hear he was partying with Billy Corgan on that trip?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so Billy Corgan was on Rogan and talking about it, and he was just like, Billy Corgan is a giant rock star, like clearly like drugs and alcohol were like, that's literally part of their training routine for being a rock star. And he's like, dude, Dennis Rodman would like drink us all and like, doing blow and shit more than anyone he was partying with. And then he'd fly back to Utah because that's when they were in Utah. It's somewhat close to Vegas. He'd go back for practice and then fly back to Vegas and party and then go back for the game. And like, dude, Dennis Rodman is like, the old Charlie Sheen thing, like Tiger Blood. Like those guys are just built differently. And I think I'm kind of like that in a way, but like these guys are just next level. Like,
oh yeah,
Dennis Rodman was like the most. He hustled more than anyone in the world. And like he's smoking cigarettes and just doing God knows what, not sleeping, plowing into Carmen Electra. All of his like electrolytes are gone, clearly. Like, you know what I mean? And just balling.
And they didn't have sports science back then either. It was just Dennis Rodman doing whatever Dennis Rodman wanted to do.
Oh, I love Dennis Rodman. The wedding stuff was weird. That was the one thing that was a little weird. But
yeah,
we take that out. He's a great guy.
And the North Korea thing was weird too.
Just sending over Dennis Rodman as an ambassador for the fucking country. You know what? He's just a regular guy from Arkansas. Story. You didn't know?
Yeah, just send that guy over to North Korea.
Yeah, he should have worn the wedding dress. Would have been fucking great. That's Todd Bowles' football brother. He's like Josh McDaniel, all-time great coordinator, terrible head coach. Story, you hate Todd Bowles.
I don't. No, I do. I do hate Todd Bowles. He's bad. He's bad at his job. It's unfortunate, but here we are. Like Baker is carrying that team.
Good coordinator, though.
Yes.
Really good coordinator.
Yes, very good coordinator. But you can be a good coordinator and be a bad head coach. I think we have yet to see with Ben Johnson. All right, let's not get over our skis on Ben Johnson here yet.
Joe Blacko was talking about Fairbairn. Did you see the clip they played of the 2019 was the first playoff game Josh Allen had and the Texans beat him?
No.
Fairbairn was kicking. I didn't realize Fairbairn was kicking there for like 7 years. I
knew he'd been around a while. I didn't realize it was that long. I also didn't realize that Josh Allen has been in the league that long. That's kind of wild when you think about it.
2017, I think, was his class.
Okay.
His rookie class. But I just thought it was funny that there was a Deshaun Watson appearance, like just on Thursday Night Football because he was in that game. And, he haven't heard from him much recently, and we probably will never hear from him again. So
I don't know. They got to pay him. I think I don't know what his injury status is.
Dude, wouldn't it be great if they're trying to tank, right? And like obviously their quarterbacks suck, but like they're not. I don't think either of these guys are as bad as Deshaun Watson is right now, coming off a major injury. If they just played him week 18, just to, like give Deshaun Watson a big fuck you. Like, I would love if they played like the Eagles. I don't know the schedule. If they played like the Eagles and Texans, and they just throw Deshaun Watson in there with like the third string offensive line and just throw him to the Wolves. I would love that. That'd be good. That'd be good theater.
Looking like they could open his practice window, but they're not going to. He's not playing this year.
No, I just think it'd be great because like they are paying him, right? So like, why not get your money out of Deshaun Watson and play him?
All right. Hey, you get a ruptured Achilles. Get out there.
Yeah, damn straight. Mark says someone was comparing CD and Pickens' stunt to Irving and Sanders back in the Cowboys days. No, they had an entire sex house called the White House, and Michael Irving also. Did you watch the documentary on Netflix, Story?
No, but I'm familiar with that whole situation. What CD and George Pickens did was like choir practice compared to what Michael Irvin and Sanders did.
Can you believe that Michael Irvin got off on those charges?
No, I mean,
like, bro, like legitimately, all that crack, and like he had multiple witnesses saying that like he was the one that always brought it to these prostitutes, and like that's like literally works in the court of law when like you have people on the stand and like he was just saying it wasn't his, you know what I mean? And like, it was crazy too. Texas has like really, really, really strict drug laws. At least they did in the 90s. He was looking at like 30 years.
Cowboys country is different though.
Yeah, and he's on ESPN. Like, you know, he also got pulled over. It was after his career with crack, and he said it was his brothers. Remember? He's like, it's my brother.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he didn't get in trouble there. But
he didn't
like,
face any charges for that either.
No, and like it's not only that, he's like celebrated, and I'm all for second chances, dude. I'm just saying, like, second chance doesn't mean you get to be on ESPN. It's like Tim Allen. Remember how Tim Allen got busted with like 2 kilos going to the airport in college, and he becomes the home
Alone. Not Home Alone.
Not Home Alone. I was going to say Home Alone. A home improvement guy, and he's also the Santa Claus. Like, he's like well known for all these kids movies. Dude was a fucking drug mule. Like, that's literally 30 years in prison. Like, for me and you, we're not getting off on those charges. The thing is, Tim Allen, he snitched on his boys.
Yeah, I mean, if he was just a lowly comedian at the time. If he didn't snitch on that dude, he would have gotten 30 years.
I think that was his strategy of becoming the Santa Claus in the movie, because you just can't kill Santa. You know, like you can't kill Santa, right? Kids will hate you. Santa Claus.
I mean,
bad joke.
There's a movie starring David Harbour called I think it's called Silent Night, where he plays Santa who has to go around killing people because something happened. I don't remember.
I love David Harbour. He's an underrated dude. I think it's all the Stranger Things just got him blown up. But
yeah,
what's going on, sports memes? Thing about trying to swing for the fences full PPR. They received Bijan and Olave. I received Chase and Dowdle. I want Chase and Dowdle all fucking day. All day, dude.
What if you need to win now? Because you won't have Chase this week.
Right. I'm guessing he's saying swing for the fences and he's already like in the playoffs. Because he's going for I don't think it's even swinging for the fences. Dowdle's an RB1. Like, how much higher would you rank Bijan than Dowdle? I'm not moving Dowdle from where I have him as like RB3, but I think Dowdle's like RB8.
I mean, Bijan has kind of tumbled down the rankings with this Penix injury for me a little bit, and the fact that Algier is still digging in quite a bit. I would put Bijan at like 8 overall ish, and I'd put Dowdle at like 12. Like, they're not that far apart.
You're talking about RB8?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. It's full PPR. Bijan's going to catch fucking 6 passes a game, dude. Yeah, Kirk Cousins back there. He can't throw the ball on the field.
It's Kirk Cousins. He can't move the ball down the field.
Yeah, I know. You can just throw dump downs to Bijan.
Yeah.
So I love Dowdle and I love Chase, and we love Olave too. So it's not like we don't like hate Olave. It's just like give me Rico Dowdle, who's getting legitimately 23 touches a game, as long as it's not like a blowout.
I mean, would you put Dowdle over Bijan?
No, hell no. I'm not going there. I'm just saying
guys I would rather have over Bijan the rest of the year. Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Kyron Williams.
Whoa. Kyron Williams is losing a lot of snaps to Blake Corum. Get the hell out of here.
Who cares? Like, he's still extremely efficient, and in high leverage situations, where are they going? They're going to Kyron Williams.
Story, I will give you 2-1 odds right now in full PPR that Bijan averages more points than Kyron Williams. 2-1 odds. 2-1.
Okay. I'm just naming. I like what you can't just just look at like the 8 carries that Corum gets in garbage time and tell me that Kyron Williams isn't a
it's not garbage time. He's playing entire series, and also he's getting 28 to 30% of the snaps. Like,
and again, it doesn't matter because of how Kyron Williams is playing and when they go to him. That team goes to him when it's important. They go to him when they need to convert. And they go to
Devontae Adams on the goal line, bro.
How many touchdowns does Blake Corum have this year? If they were all truly alternating snaps, it wouldn't be all Kyron Williams in at the 5-yard line.
How many touches did Kyron Williams have last week?
Let's find out.
12 carries and a good game script. Blake Corum had like 8.
And what did
Blake Corum
do in fantasy?
He had like 45 yards, I think.
12 for 91 and a touchdown for Kyron Williams.
What did Blake Corum have? 45 yards, right?
8 for 10.
Oh, whoops, that's it. Sorry. Whoops, I did it again. I love Blake Corum, and that's my dude. So
I know. You love Ray Davis too, and I'm telling you, like, he's not the guy.
Hey, that was a good kick return.
It was a good kick return.
Joe Blacko, Jerry Jones loves his players. Yeah, except for Micah Parsons, he didn't love him.
Sometimes he loves his players. Sometimes, like, he doesn't.
Oh, no, actually, he doesn't, because he called out Dak for missing games, and he called out Micah for missing games. You know, they're playing football. He called out CeeDee Lamb for being lazy.
Yeah, he did do that.
I mean, he calls out all his guys. Sven, I missed most of the game tonight to watch a hockey game. Whoa. I support that. It's fine. You know, we don't.
Hey, they finally made Bedard a captain. Good for him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, Michael Irving is a playmaker, great player on the field. I don't think he's a bad dude either. I'm just saying, like, a crack rock the size of my head is not good. It's not good for anybody. Yeah. And he was married too, regardless of that. Not to say, that's character stuff, but the law does not also look very kindly on that. So they just, they look the other way. So congratulations, Michael Irving, on just coming back from dead, essentially, because that's wild stuff, man. If you haven't watched the documentary, I actually highly recommend it. It's a Jerry Jones documentary, but it's mostly about the Cowboys.
I'll watch it.
Just what a wild 90s. I mean, the 90s were wild in general, but just the whole thing with him and Jimmy Johnson, dude, he's such a crazy fuck. Like, Jimmy Johnson's awesome. Like, what a nice guy and what an amazing coach. Like, now Jimmy Johnson's a good coach, right?
Jimmy Johnson was a good coach.
Hey, we got to admit there was a good coach.
He's not coaching anymore.
No, he just said, fuck it, that's too much work. And he's just sitting in the booth getting his hair whiter and whiter every year. Vita Vea took out 2 blockers, and dude, Vita Vea is a monster. Monster.
He's always been a monster.
God, why don't they use Vita Vea for like a tush push?
I don't know. Did you see that that Josh Allen like dive tonight? He basically went fully horizontal.
Pretty risky. You do that in the goal line because it's worth the 6 points because the fumble risk is so high. Pretty risky on your own 30-yard. I guess you're not going to get the first down anyway, but
no,
if you don't get it, it's a turnover.
Like, dude, there's a reason you go low on the tush push. It's so like a defender doesn't come in and smack you in the side of the head. The fact that he's a full 3 feet off the ground, that's terrifying.
Josh Allen gives no shit, Story.
Apparently not.
No shits. Texans D had 18 in my league, 8 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 12 points against. Also, should have had a pick 6. Now, I don't know if that would have been a pick 6 if that block in the back was kind of important. It was one of those blocks that actually mattered. But good return. And their defense is for real, bro.
You happy if you got it?
If they just had built an offensive line, any kind of offensive line, that would be a Super Bowl contending team. Would you agree?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Stroud get back to his rookie year level play too.
Do you think there's a chance that they actually win this division over the Colts?
No, I believe.
Have they played yet this year?
I don't think so. I think they got one of those schedules that they're like 2 games in 4 weeks or something like that.
Oh, so let's just say the Colts lose this week, which they very may well, right, against the Chiefs.
Yeah, they play.
They're going to be 8-4. They'll be 8-3 then. Week 12.
We are week 12. They play Houston next week. Wait, what's the date today? Yeah, they play Houston next week, and then they play in the last week of the season.
Right. So if Indy loses this week, they're 8-3, and Houston's 6-5. All it would take was a sweep. That was a game where there were 6 turnovers, and Danny Dimes went full Danny Dimes. Right. So if they somehow lose this week, and then Houston can run the table against them, because let's be honest, like Josh Allen looks flustered. Like Danny Dimes, I know their offensive line's a little better than the Bills, But Danny Dimes does not handle pressure well, dude.
They still got a full 2.5 game lead on them right now. Potential 3-game lead.
No, but if they sweep them, they get the tiebreaker. So same record goes to them.
Oh, Jacksonville's right in there too.
I know that division's a lot stronger than we thought.
I know.
Except for the Titans. Remember the Titans? Hello, men. Flex Genty, Aaron Jones, or Yoshi Vash. PPR. Also, quarterback Young or Darnold. Darnold for sure against the Titans. Do not chase one great game from Bryce Young. He also has an ankle injury. Genty, Aaron Jones, or Yoshi Vash. I mean, it should just be Genty. It should be no question. You're going to say Aaron Jones, though. I know you're going to do it, bro.
Man, it should be Genty, but 8 carries for 10 yards does not inspire a ton of confidence. 6 carries for 10 yards. Green Bay's got a good defense. Genty. It's Genty. Damn it.
Yeah.
I really want to
go Yoshi, but yeah, you got to go with it. They also, maybe they're going to get the memo that give the guy more than 4 touches or 4 carries in the first half.
4 carries and a half, yeah.
You know, at least the nice thing is they're at least involving him in the passing game. I guess that happens when you drop back 42 times with Geno Smith. So this is a good one from Sports Meme. Santa Claus is the biggest Coke smuggler. How do you think he has the energy to get to all those houses? Yeah, I would like to think Adderall, because Coke requires a lot of time and you got to keep on doing it. Just take a bunch of Addy and maybe you can get it done.
I think we can agree it's not just smelling salts.
Right, 100%. 100%. Dowdle still has a bye. That's true. Jamar with suspension. Well, that's the thing, is that's a good point. So the trade with Dowdle and Jamar, if you're firmly in the playoffs, I wouldn't risk losing your bye over it though. So if you're like 9-2, and the next team, you know, the third seed, for instance, is like 7-4, and you have points on them, do the trade, because you're not losing that bye. You have to go 0-3 to lose the bye.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Like,
firmly.
I'm 9-2 in one team or one league, and the team behind me is 7-4, but I'm not convinced that I'm even getting a bye, because there's 2 guys behind me that are 7-4, and then there's a bunch of 6-5 guys. Like, I'm not convinced that I'm getting a bye. Like, you got to be fairly certain that you're locked into that bye. That bye is so important.
Right. My thing is, if you're 9-2, and let's say you're in second place, and the third place team is 7-4, and you have 100 points on them, essentially you have to go 0-3, and they have to go 3-0, because you're not going to lose the 100-point buffer. Most in 3 weeks, that's a lot. That's 33 points a week, dude. Then, like, you can scrap through a win. Your team is good enough to scrap a win, and if you don't, then maybe you don't deserve the bye anyway. To improve your team this much with Jamar Chase, especially with apparently Joe Burrow coming back, which is insane to me. Taj says Pickens will have 130 plus and 2 touchdowns this week. Thank you, Taj. We are 1 away from a chug. I'm gonna do it anyway, but I would like to do 2. So if you guys want to help support your boy, you know, keep the lights on here 7 days a week. Here you go. Support your boy, and then soon enough I can buy more beers and keep on doing this. So what do you think about Pickens having 130 plus yards and 2 TDs this week?
I'm not going to argue against that. He's been incredible. He's been incredible even with CeeDee Lamb coming back. So I like.
They're against the Eagles.
Oh, that's right.
that's the deciding factor. Right there,
that's right. That's going to be a rough going. That could be rough. Dak has been known to get flustered this year. The Arizona Cardinals caused him fits. That's a little much. I think that's going to be a tough ask. It's a tall task for Georgie boy.
Yeah, I think he's still. You have to start him. The point is, like, someone was asking the other night when you weren't on, they're like, do you just not start anyone against the Eagles defense? Now, quarterbacks are more likely to bench, but like CeeDee Lamb, like wide receiver 1s, you play no matter what, because even their bad performances are wide receiver 3 level shit. Now, we didn't see that from St. Brown, but we did see a good game from Jameson Williams. And the Eagles, come on, man. Like, remember the week 1 against CeeDee Lamb against the Eagles? I know we had Jalen Carter miss that whole game.
Yeah.
He should have had 200 yards. He had 4 drops. So, like, you play your guys, and also, like, the game script usually is good against the Eagles because they win almost every game, bro.
It's true.
I got to pee. Can you answer this question? And then we'll do another 20 minutes or so to catch up the questions. I got to just take a.
Actually, as soon as you get back, I got to split. I got a super early meeting tomorrow. So.
All good. Thank you. And then I'll take care of it.
Yeah. I'm hopeful with Loveland, but I'm not banking on Loveland at all. Like, I'm more than happy to cut him if somebody else comes up on the wire. Cole Kmet garnered more attention this past week than Loveland did. You're talking a 5 not even including the running backs, because Benungai's getting some work in the passing game, Swift's getting some work, but you've got DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, now Luther Burden's getting more snaps, Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, Caleb Williams is throwing for 230 yards a game. They really want to run the ball. There's not a whole lot of touchdown equity through the air. Roma Dunze is getting a ton of looks in the red zone. I'm just not really keen on having Loveland as my running or my tight end one. There's a lot of people out there that will tell you Loveland's on the ascension. Luther, you got to stash Luther Burden now because he's a rookie and they do better in the second half of the year, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a lot of wish casting when it comes to this team, but the performance just isn't there. I mean, again, he's throwing for 230 yards a game. That's not a very big pie to go around to 6 or 7 players.
I agree. And if Cole Kmet wasn't there, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole different story. You'd have the red zone work. You'd have even more snaps.
It would
Cole
be.
Kmet ain't going away.
It was a different story. When Cole Kmet was out with that concussion, we definitely saw a different level of production. As soon as he came back, this wasn't a soft tissue injury. As soon as he came back, Cole Kmet was back to his usual allotment of snaps. They were ramping up Colston Loveland a little more, but again, like he's not a dynamic enough. He's a dynamic player, but they're not. He's not a guy that's going to keep Cole Kmet off the field. Like Cole Kmet's a good player.
Agreed, and they also paid him a lot of money, brother.
And that's what I said in the offseason. Like
that's why the draft pick was so curious, and Tyler Warren's different. The thing is that I guess they didn't take Tyler Warren because he's such a similar player to Cole Kmet, where like Loveland's just more of a receiver. The problem is Tyler Warren's still a better receiver than Colston Loveland, and he happens to block. So
yeah, he blocks. I would say Colston Loveland's probably better after the catch. I don't
No, absolutely not. Not better than after the catch.
I don't know, man.
Tyler Warren's a monster after the catch.
Trust me, I'm well aware of that. I'm just saying Colston Loveland has shown a certain ability in the NFL here when it comes to after the catch stuff, or maybe it's just been bad tackling. He's had a couple of games. But
what I will say is that real quick is Colston Loveland is really tall and he has long arms. That dude, when you see him when there's a high pass, it's elite. Like it's elite. Where like Tyler Warren kind of has those T-Rex arms.
He does.
Where like that's the difference. But like Tyler Warren is a bowling ball, bro. Like you couldn't run Wildcat with Colston Loveland. He's too tall. Like,
what's funny is Loveland and Cole Kmet have very similar body types. So unless you see the 4 or the 5 on the jersey, sometimes it's difficult to tell those two apart on the field.
Tattoos.
What?
Tattoos. Doesn't Loveland have tattoos?
I don't know. What do I look like? His tattoo artist?
Well, you know everything about these coaches. All right, Storey. Thank you. What a great show. We've had some wild shows the last 3 times we've been on.
It's been crazy. It's going to get crazier as we draw close to the close of the fantasy regular season here.
And it's going to be even crazier when we start talking non-football stuff because then the whole thing just becomes Michael Douglas sex scenes.
And the ocean.
All right, Storey. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. We'll see you
later.
on
Good to see you,
Sunday.
Yeah, you bet.
Later, buddy.
Later.
See ya. All right, back to me solo. Let's see if I can handle this, man. It's been a while. I'm pretty rough. Mark, thank you. #1 super fan in the world. You get yourself a beer chug here. And actually, let me top it off here a little bit. Top off the beer. And I got your question here. So Pickens is a wide receiver 4 right now. Is the wide receiver 4 right now. I think he can finish as a top 5 at the end of the season. He's asking me a question. Do you think he can top 5 the rest of the season, higher or lower? Also, thanks, Rob, and all the co-hosts for this awesome show. Yeah, dude, Hastings is a fucking banger. Dude. He's awesome. He's funny. He's just good. He's good. We love him. I don't think top 5. He'll probably settle. Now, that's nothing against him. I'd say going forward, I'd rank him at like 13 or 14, which is still really good. Maybe 12. Maybe I'm too low on him, which would make him settle at like wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6 for the rest of the year. Maybe wide receiver 7. But let's not forget, he was drafted in the 6th round. He was like wide receiver 28 coming off the goddamn board. So what a banger. He's playing for a contract too. That was always a thing for me. I always love the talent, but you got the contract coming out. Taj says Ferguson, Warren, or Smitty for a flex spot. I'm going Tyler Warren against the Chiefs. Give me Tyler Warren. I would rank it. Man, I'm just gonna go Tyler Warren. I'm not gonna rank it. It's Tyler Warren. And you get a chug here. We get a chug. Oh, all right. We're 3 away from another one. I will do one more until I catch up with these questions and stick around for a little bit for you all. What do we have here? Dowdle's championship game is versus Miami. League winner and slate winner. That is money. That is money, man. Falcons, Lions, or Jaguars for highest upside. Falcons, man, Lions have a good matchup too. Falcons are at Saints. We have Lions at home against the Giants, and then the Jags have the Cardinals, right? Yeah, Jags are at Cardinals. I'm taking the Jags out of there. So it's Falcons or Lions. If Jackson Dart plays, I am definitely going to take the Falcons. If Jackson Dart doesn't play, I'm taking the Lions. I think he's going to play, so I'm going to say Falcons. Vita Vea was a running back at high school. He should get the goal line carries. Yeah, he should get the tush push too. Imagine stopping that guy. Yeah, you know what? I didn't really look into that too much, and I didn't bet on the Texans. My bet was Khalil Shakir's yards. But in one of my parlays, instead of doing a first touchdown score, I just added in the fucking Bills -5.5. Silly. I don't fuck with Lions. That's why I don't fuck with Lions. Stupid. We got Chaz in here. What's going on? The Chaz. Is Burrow supposed to start? What's going on over there in Cincy? Hopefully he stays healthy. Chaz, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. We talked about it yesterday when you were on, but now it appears he's probably playing. Just wild. I don't know what they're doing. Their season's over, and we talked about it. Even if they make the playoffs, bottom 3 defense, bottom 3 offensive line, they're not going anywhere. I don't care if Joe Burrow's healthy. They're not going anywhere. Also, Chaz, what's up?
Is it the Chad?
It might be the Chad.
The Chad. The Chad.
The Chaz. The Chaz. The Chiefs torpedo rest of the season. Can they draft a premier running back? They're not going to torpedo. And yeah, you can get a premier running back in the 2nd and 3rd round, honestly. So they have to do something because this cast of characters they're running out there. I mean, Pacheco just isn't the dude. He was a 7th round pick. Kareem Hunt is a corpse right now. And then Rashard Smith is literally a wide receiver. Like he makes Tyrone Tracy look like Mike Allstott. So no. Storey, who's the damn Storey just got off Jason. Toss that one in the Discord forum. He'll have the answer for you. Patriots, Browns, or Colts? Who do you think will have the number 1 seed? Broncos, Patriots, or Colts? It's not the Colts. I think it's probably the Broncos, man. Give me the Broncos. I think they have a really good matchup that they will beat the Chargers with the Chargers offensive line issues, and they just whooped up on the Chiefs. So give me the Broncos. They're actually getting healthy now with Surtain coming back. I don't believe in them, but that's a nice advantage to have. So Cowboys beat the Eagles this week. Book it. I hope so. You know what? The line's kind of fishy. It's -3.5. So they're only getting 3.5 points, which you think it'd be like a 6 or 7 point line. Now the Cowboys look good coming off the bye. It was also against the Raiders. So that tells me something. I think they're trying to like lure people into betting on the Eagles. So I like that one. I need to do something to compete with the top team. 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. He has Gibbs, Chase Brown, Hendo, Marks, Lamb, JSN, Ibuka, McConkey. That's his team. You gotta that's Devious. I believe that's Devious. It doesn't say your actual name now because everyone's names are all messed up in here. It's really fucking with my mind. You gotta get Devious, you gotta get in the Discord, bro, and post your teams, and we can help you with a trade, but it's really hard on here to DJ Moore is one of my bets this week. I'm going to give you that one. Would you trade away Henderson for a Dunze full PPR? No, I want Henderson over a Dunze, man. I know Stevenson's coming back, but the running back's more important. Also, Sven, depends on your team and what you need. But, yeah, Devious, get into the Discord, my dude. 62 people strong. And I got to shout out the Patreon members here real quick. Everyone here has been helping me out. Appreciate you guys. A lot of good perks in there, guys. You want to be a guest on the show. You want free merchandise. You want to play fantasy leagues. We're doing a fantasy, multiple NFL playoff fantasy leagues. Super fun. When your player's team gets eliminated, they're eliminated. So you're also drafting based on predicting the games and the players that are going to do well. Super fun. Probably $100 buy-in. I'll take care of the juice. The site that does it charges like $4 per person. I'll take care of that. Also, you want to get access to my bets, early bets. I do release a video like before the primetime games, and then like Saturday night before the Sunday games. I place these bets 3 days in advance to get the odds. We're 55-29, guys. So visit professionalfanatics.com to get all the information there. Also, you're supporting me and keep me going 7 nights a week, which I've been on. I have not missed a night. I missed 1 night in like 3 months. And these shows are all 2 hours or over, usually 3 hours. So Tyler Warren is a monster, Anthony, and I hope so, because it'd be so nice to have the Chiefs miss the playoffs. Wouldn't that just be awesome? That's Christmas coming early, baby. Actually, it's right around Christmas time. Booty or Mooney? I'm going Mooney in full PPR. It's kind of gross, but I expect 9 targets, so give me that. Booty is just more of a, touchdown or bust guy. Give me in full PPR. If it's half PPR, I'm going Booty. Full PPR, give me Mooney with the targets. Vikes probably cut Hawkinson this offseason. Where do you think he might end up next season? I don't think it's really going to matter. Hawkinson's toast. I feel like Mark Andrews has much more in the tank than Hawkinson. And the problem with Hawkinson is, he's lost a step, right? And he's never been a goal line guy, never been a red zone guy, doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. So if you're looking at a guy that's not elite for what the position needs, typically is red zone usage and being good in the red zone, and he just can't get open anymore, and he can't do anything after the catch. So you're getting, literally, like, I'd rather have Travis Kelce right now. And I know he's a Hall of Famer, but Travis Kelce is old. Hawkinson's like 29 years old. So he's going to go somewhere, but he probably won't be the starter. We do love the Chaz. You are a fool for saying Josh Allen's the best quarterback. No, I'm not. I watched the games, and who is the best quarterback? So Mahomes has looked bad recently. That means he's bad. So he's the best one I've seen, and he's not getting a lot of help. So that's my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying that's my opinion. I played Josh Allen tonight. I'm screwed. It was rough, man. Going from 6 touchdowns to 0 touchdowns. Unreal, man. Texans defense is legit. I dropped the Texans defense to pick up Seattle's, and of course they put up 16. Well, you know what? The only nice thing is that you picked up Seattle's defense. That's the only defense I'd probably want over the Texans. So I get that. If it was to pick up like a flavor of the week, like the Falcons, I would say that's crazy. But the Seattle, I'm not blaming you on that one. So if Dart doesn't play, who should I pick up? Purdy, Rodgers, Burrow, Jacoby Brissett. It's Burrow or Purdy. The other two aren't there. I would go Purdy for this week, Burrow for rest of the season. I would just drop Dart and pick up Purdy and Burrow, honestly. I said Josh Allen's the best quarterback I watch week to week. Now, he's inconsistent, but going into the year, I said this going into the year. Like, to start the year, he was the quarterback I'd want. If I had to start a franchise, like an expansion franchise, for this 1 year, I'd want Josh Allen with a bunch of bum talents around me, which is kind of what he's playing with right now. They're still 7-4. Who, if anyone's most likely to get rested week 17 and 18? Just look at all the teams that are really, really tanking. I'm going to point to the Saints. I'm going to point to the Browns. I'm going to point to the Giants, possibly. I'm going to point to the Titans, although the Titans are 1-9, and they already have their franchise quarterback, well, supposedly. The Raiders, teams like that. Saints, I already mentioned them. Those are teams you got to watch out for tanking. And then the Bengals should be one of those teams, but apparently they're bringing back Joe Burrow. So it's really wacky and wild stuff. Let's see. How many bad games has Josh Allen had this year? 5. Going to blame his weapons again, Rob. Hey, man, we're talking about 1 year. Like, this is a bad year for him. Like, people, actually, Patrick Mahomes had a bad year last year. The record was good, but his numbers were terrible. So I don't know why you guys are all coming at me about the Josh Allen thing. Like, first of all, I am allowed to be wrong, but Devious, you got to go to the website. Go to the website. You can get in the Discord for just $2 a month if you want. If you want access to the bets and other things, be a guest on the show, you want to play fantasy leagues with us, you want the merchandise, I give out for free, by the way. Once a month, I give out a free hat or shirts once I get those. Professionalfanatics.com will get you in there, all the details. I'll send you the email to the link once you get in. But I don't think me saying, it's not like I said like CJ Stroud was the best quarterback in the league. Like, Josh Allen has been, I mean, he has an MVP. So who else is better? So it's Mahomes. Mahomes is an all-timer. Lamar not having a good year. Matt Stafford, okay, he's having a good year this year. Matt Stafford's also like 37 years old. We've seen his career. So I know it's recency bias to say Matt Stafford's a god, but like, is he a god? Because I just saw him struggle for a long time with the Lions. And it appears Josh Allen has a similar situation to the Lions. They don't have anything around him. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. Sammy is saying that I'm an idiot. What do you guys think? Josh Allen, is he a bum? Wally, it's not. Stevenson's fine. They paid Stevenson. The problem is Mike Vrabel hates rookies, and he likes Stevenson. The fumbles didn't get Stevenson benched. That's all I got to say. Any other player to get benched fucking before his 5th fumble. It'd be benching a second or third fumble, and they keep on rolling Stevenson out there. So, Yoshi, Vosh, DJ Moore, Dortch, one flex. I'm going Yoshi, DJ Moore, Dortch in that order. Yeah, Yoshi's the dude. I like DJ Moore as well this week, though. Ray will be on the show tomorrow and Saturday, Wally. Kyle Schwarber's the fucking god, man. God. I miss him. Miss him on the Cubbies. Yeah, that's what they do. It's fine, dude. That's part of the business. And like, yeah, you know, I'm not going to be right on everything. And I don't think that's really that much of an outlandish take. And I'll take the heat for that one. That's fine. Like, I also told you guys, everyone, to pick up Michael Wilson. Now everyone's saying Michael Wilson this week. If you watch this show, I mentioned Michael Wilson 5 times a show for all 7 shows. Last week, I mentioned Parker Washington before his big breakout game. He had 3 touchdowns in those next 2 games. Like, those are the things I care about. The Josh Allen legacy conversation is an opinion, and it doesn't really make anyone money. So I'm trying to make people money. And again, I'm going to die on the hill of Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the NFL. I'll die on that fucking hill. I've seen him make too many good plays. I know who's around him. I know his coaching staff sucks. Even with Stephon Diggs there, Stephon Diggs is a good receiver. He's not Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have Andy Reid like Patrick Mahomes has. He doesn't have Travis Kelce. So I'm not, I'll die on that fucking hill. I try to be respectful. Like I'm a pretty, like, I'm a really nice guy. You know who I am, man. But I also like have an edge to me, and I'll get fucking pissed. I'm fine. Just come at me right. And like, don't like, it's very convenient to say it after this game when he also played the best defense in the league. But look at his receivers out there today, man. It's rough, bro. Dawson Knox and fucking Khalil Shakir is your number 1. Gabe Davis was running the most routes in the team. Gabe Davis, who I'm pretty sure was like out of football for half a year. Man, that was a different kind of troll, I think. So I do respect that one. Well, that's the biggest problem with Josh Allen's fan. He plays hero ball, man. I get it. He has got a holes in his game, but like I've seen a lot from Josh Allen. That's the thing. Mahomes is the answer. Maltby, that's the answer. It's Mahomes. I get it. But last year, Mahomes didn't show me a lot. They won 15 games. He did not show me a lot. I feel like if you put Mahomes last year with his play, all of his overthrows and those deep balls, if you put him in the Bills last year, the Bills would have won like 7 games, 8 games. So that's my thing, is I'm talking about the talent Josh Allen is. You put him on a random team, literally like the Raiders, and you put Mahomes on the Raiders, and you put Matt Stafford on the Raiders. Like, dude, Matt Stafford has Sean McVay, a good O-line, Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams. Like, dude, if you put him on the Raiders, Matt Stafford's not doing very well. So Jared Goff is not doing very well. Jalen Hurts, as much as J-Bob loves him, take him off the Eagles, see how he does. So I don't mind people pointing fingers. And that's a good stat. Stafford 116 and 115 in his career. You know, that's also kind of a Lions issue, Bandit. But, yeah, I mean, it's been an inconsistent career. He got his ring. He might get a second one. If he gets a second one, he's already a Hall of Famer in my mind, because I like Matt Stafford's a warrior. He's similar to Josh Allen. Young Matt Stafford's similar to Josh Allen. He's a warrior, man. He played through a lot of injuries. He always suited up. He took hits. He's aggressive. So, yeah. Josh Allen is Jim Kelly with the wheels, brother. Buffalo is cursed after OJ. I mean, it's not been good for the Bills. I'm a Bears fan, and I would much rather be a Bills fan. Like, I just want that quarterback, and I like Caleb. Caleb's good. That's a good call. Give Josh Allen, Puka, and Devontae Adams, who'd be MVP every year. I give a lot of guys those 2 guys, and not to like take away from Stafford, but always come back to the show. Go down with the ship. Start your studs damn straight. And that's the thing, is we don't, on their show, I know a lot of shows, like, they do it in the comment section, so they don't have the balls to go live because they don't have the information up here, and you can't do a live show without notes, or with notes, because it just takes too long. They'll just give you one-word answers, and like, that's not what we do. We just tell you why. We tell you the situation, injuries, matchup, weather, etc., and then you make your decision from there, because no one really knows. We don't know. Like, it could take your guy. I could tell you to start a guy, and he has an 80-yard touchdown called back from a legal formation. And then I could tell you not to start another dude that gets two 4-yard touchdowns. So there's a lot of there's a lot of parity and a lot of randomness that comes into these things, man. So my biggest thing is start your studs, volume, right? Opportunity. And Michael Wilson was the perfect example of that. He's a professional. He was getting 80% of the snaps before Marvin Harrison got hurt. He stepped right into that role and actually did something Marvin Harrison will probably never do in his career, fucking 15 catches. So, Stafford, that was a nice thing about that trade, man. It's rare in football and in sports where both teams win the trade. And I will tell you right now that both these teams, the Lions and the Rams, won that trade. The Rams got their Super Bowl, and I think that Matt Stafford was just done with Detroit, and he probably would have retired early, and they got Jared Goff, a franchise quarterback, and everything has worked out for both teams. Let's just hope the Lions can get their ring, because I do want to see the Lions win. I think the Lions and the Bills are the two teams I want to see win. I'm a Bears fan, but like the Lions deserve it, man. Those fans, they have legit fans, respectful fans, and they saw a lot of bullshit, and they just have never seen any besides recently. I think Barry Sanders made the playoffs in 1 year of his career with Eric Kramer as a quarterback, and they lost in the first round. So I think they made the playoffs once or twice in my lifetime. It's been rough, so they deserve it. Yeah, well, the problem is Mahomes and the Chiefs can't play against man coverage. It's Rashee Rice is a zone beater. He could not beat man coverage to save his life because he's not really a real wide receiver. And they're wising up to that. Travis Kelce is not fast. He's slow. He's a zone beater. Who can beat man? Xavier Worthy, but Xavier Worthy can't catch and can't track a deep ball. So I think we might see a little bit more of Tyquan Thornton this week in Hollywood Brown because those guys can. Oh, well, the Vikes have also had a painful history. You guys have been much more competitive, though, Wally. Way more competitive than the Lions, like year in, year out. But at least you guys have that. Like, you guys are competitive. Like, dude, I'm sorry. The Lions have not been competitive. They've been a pretty tortured franchise. The Vikes have been just as competitive, if not more, than my Bears. We just had the 85 Super Bowl. So we just want to see Jameis play. Can we just see Jameis play? Genty will be fine. I think next year Genty might be a smash spot because it'll be one of those things where the market overcorrects and he was 11th. Let's say his ADP was 11 this year. He might be like the 24. He might be a back end second. He might be going where Kyron Williams went this year, right? The 2-3 turn. That's where you smash Ashton Genty. Yeah, you guys do deserve it. Dude, Vikings fans, I've had, 6 or 7 people in my life that are hardcore Vikings fans from time to time that have, I've run across, like not just for one night, like years. They've all been really respectful and also very, very knowledgeable football fans. There's some and Bears fans, I'll tell you this, Bears fans are not very knowledgeable. There's a lot of them I meet that are just meatheads, right? They just love Ditka, and they Vikings fans are up there. Steelers and Vikings fans, I feel like, are the two most knowledgeable fans, like in general. Like there's some obviously Eagles fans are really knowledgeable. There's a lot of meathead Eagles fans, a lot of meatheads Chiefs fans now. Not the Vikings and not the Steelers. Those are real fans. Stafford owes a Super Bowl ring to Antoine Winfield Jr. Yeah, and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp went nuclear and was amazing. Was amazing. Lions fans have 3 out of 4 winning seasons in a row, and they act like they have been running the league since the beginning of time. I'm not a big fan of Lions fans. You know what? It's like I'm trying to think. It's like little man syndrome, right? They finally get that big truck, and like they're just on top of the world because they have a good team. And that's the Lions. They've been so bad for so long. Let's let them have this. Let's just let them. They don't know what it's like to have a winning team, so it's the first time that they're like, relevance. So I'm not going to hate on them. All they had was just watching Calvin Johnson have, 150 to 200 yard games and losing the game fucking 42-17. That's what they had. All right, boys. I'm going to wrap up soon. Any last questions you have, let me know. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? We've had no subs in this video. That's insane. If you're not in the Patreon, you're not in the Discord, this show goes on 24/7. So if you want to hop on, every question answered. You can put your pictures of your team. You can also talk with us all night, all day. A lot of cool ass people in there. Peasy wants to talk to Samson. We all want to talk to Samson. This is not Samson. This happens to be Helen Hunt. Helen Hunt is pretty disgusting. Pretty good actress, though. I have nothing against her. I just love looking at her.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch out of Kramer.
Helen Hunt's still up. I like to leave that up when I leave, though, because I feel that's a nice last image to have up there. Hopefully I'm not being too mean. Yeah, Birdie and Burrow. I'd rather have Purdy. I've had some beers. Purdy and Burrow over Dart. What's the scoring, Wally? Sven, she had a lot of plastic surgery, and that's what happens when it goes. She's only 60 years old. And that was like a couple years ago. It's fucked up. I would what's the scoring, Wally? Is it 4 for a passing touchdown? In that case, Dart's probably pretty relevant, but like I'd still rank Purdy and Burrow ahead of him. Yeah, shit. Pick up one of the two. Purdy's better for this week. I don't trust Burrow against the Patriots first week. So I would play Purdy this week. They're on fire. And their defense is absolute trash. But man, if Burrow comes back, I'd rather just have Purdy and Burrow. I love Dart, but like he's got no weapons. I get his rushing upside. He's also come back from a concussion. And are they really going to let him run like he wants to? Brian Daboll just said, fuck it, run. He wants to keep his job. I think this new regime and the interim coach and the GM and the owners are going to be like, dude, like Dart, take it easy. And if he's not rushing, what do you have? Wan'Dale Robinson and Theo Johnson? Maybe Darius Slayton? Pretty gross. The Bucs drafted Gay in the 5th round and took our soul, making that kick still salty. Kickers are so fucking random, bro. You draft them, you lose them, they come back to bite you, and then, they stay around. Look at Justin Tucker. He lost at the FS. James Franco didn't suck any dick last night. That is, this is the end, I believe. Yeah, it's Danny McBride saying that. I'm pretty good at these movie trivias, bro. Let me know if I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Is it bad, Mark? Does she have some stuff done or what? Oh! Are you talking about her mom in that picture? But Mark Twain, do I think ETN's out this week? No, they've been giving maintenance days and actually letting them do non-contact practices for the running backs for a while now. I'd say 50-50. Send it in the Discord. I can't find it. Dart's playoff schedule looks nice. Home against Washington, Minnesota, and Las Vegas. Ooh, yeah, that's tasty, man. That's tasty. All right, gentlemen. Any last questions? Get them in. I'm out of here. Tomorrow night is going to be. It's still to be determined. Ray's coming on. We'll figure it out. It'll be a good show as usual. We'll just get a little wild up in here, and it'll be probably 10:30 p.m. So I'll put it in the Discord and set it early so you guys can see. Any last questions? Let a boy know. I'll play a clip in the meantime. Let you guys, if anyone has any last questions that are concerning. If not, post them in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get your ass in the Discord. Description, Patreon. Also, professionalfanatics.com has all of your information. What do I have?
Excuse me, sir. This is private property. What are you doing?
Just taking it all in.
You're staring at my daughter's bedroom.
She's really grown into her body. This is going to be a fun summer for her.
Yeah, Denise Richards, man. Pretty wild. Oh, damn. Jamie Lee Curtis. See, that's natural. Age with grace. Her tits look huge, bro. Holy shit, Mark. Giant. Yeah, I still tap that for sure. That's aging with grace. I like it. I like it. Good for you, Jamie. Just, get some dim lighting on her and fucking totally good. All right, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Any last questions you have, just pop in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, I will answer them tonight. I'll be on for another hour or so. Maybe might look to make one more bet since we hit that Shakir bet. I have 5 plays for Sunday already. That is in the private chat in the Discord if you want to hammer those. A lot of them are already gone up, but they're still worth hitting. I might do one more for Sunday. We're on a heater, boys. Michael Nico was quite the letdown. Damn straight. Didn't play a lot of snaps. It was rough. I will see you guys all tomorrow night. Sorry, I know Michael just got in here. Sorry about that. We're 2 hours and 14 minutes in. Storey left. Hastings left. It's just me. I'll be putting in probably 5 hours this weekend, at least 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, Friday night and Saturday night. You know the drill. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. I am out. Thank you, boys. Peace.